Maybe we should clean it first.
Hey, yeah. And while we're at it, we can clean the whole fucking house. This ain't our mess.
Oh boy, you guys are really a couple of spooksters, aren't you?
Shut up!
You guys gonna listen to Gary? He can beat one of those things!
Fucking kidding!
Told you so.
You fucking didn't. It's just the way we talk in Tucson, Arizona.
I think I swallowed the harmonica.
It's actually a day before an also very big holiday, but people usually celebrate All Hallows Eve.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Halloween. Seen it written with an apostrophe like in 6 different spaces, and
I only
never know what that means.
I've stopped celebrating Halloween, and I only celebrate Samhain now. So you guys can, I'm cooler than everybody. I'm wasting my beard.
I'm a bigger fan of Dia de Muertos. I think that's way
I'm
cooler.
a bigger fan of how you said that.
Yeah. It's good. It's good.
I think I had a stroke.
Yeah.
Dia de Muertos.
Yeah.
Where am I?
I was in Mexico for one Halloween, and it was one of the coolest experiences ever.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that defines you as the
yes.
Never mind. You're the expert.
The authority.
So please, the authority. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
You're the authority on Dia de los Muertos. So you go ahead and explain the whole thing, Derek.
Oh, okay. Well, not too prepared. I could just say what I observed the one time I was there. But, traditional for Mexican families to celebrate the dead and their family, their ancestors, and they decorate their graves. They all dress up. And the cemeteries are fucking awesome looking. Like they're super done up, decorated, and they're all partying on their family's graves, essentially.
It's such a better use for cemeteries than in America.
And also like a better way of celebrating the deceased.
100%. No, that's an important part of it for sure.
Yeah. But it was really, really cool to see.
Hell yeah.
Like trick or treating, like we do that pretty cool, I guess, but
in some areas, some areas better than others.
And also I don't think it's the same anymore. I caught a video earlier where somebody was putting up video footage of trick-or-treaters and Halloween decorations from 1968, and it was that like I feel like embodied everything that in my head I envision Halloween.
I still remember when we went up to Pennsylvania for October to get tattooed, and like we just happened, that town that Seth was in was super done up. They had like banners and shit, and we're like
over the downtown area and stuff.
Like it felt like Florida does this for Halloween.
Not at all. It felt like you were in like a 90s Halloween Disney movie.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Fuck yeah. Where's this?
It was a small place like around Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I love Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
We went in December and it was still spooky as hell because we went to the Monroeville Mall and all that. It was like,
oh yeah, Monroeville.
Yeah, we did that too. Yeah.
So now I got to go back for Halloween. All right.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Well, it's weird now with all the popularity of the giant animatronics that's going on.
That'll never Home be Depot, able to afford.
At Lowe's, Costco. They're all badass, but everyone's front lawns now just look like Home Depot.
Yeah.
Which is like, and I do like those. And I recently bought
they're fucking
a werewolf.
Great.
Yeah. But I would never want my front lawn to just have every Home Depot, like, unrelated piece next to an
it's got to be a
piece. It has to tell a story.
Yeah, there's no theming anymore for Halloween. So
right.
Just like, we
there
got all this stuff.
I saw somebody got some giant skeleton and only took the top half of it and then put it on his roof and then piled shingles up it so it looked like it was coming out of the roof. That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was super creative.
But it's one centerpiece. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's not going to
Yeah.
have 90 big
No,
animatronic
no.
pieces, which just looks ridiculous. And that's what I've seen a lot of houses out here do that.
Right.
And last Halloween, it's like
Now we're just four old guys complaining about people's
Yeah.
yards.
These yard animations nowadays.
Back in
Yeah.
my
Because
day,
we're discussing
we just
yards.
had masks.
Yeah,
Because
these
we're
homeowners
discussing
just don't
yard
tell the
stuff.
story anymore.
But I just feel like everything is so homogenized, and there's one. It's monopolized, right? It's one fucking like every house is gonna have the exact same decorations. Where I remember going into,
I love a 12-foot skeleton, but everyone has a fucking 12-foot skeleton now.
right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Put some fucking clothes on that thing. Make it
wanna
stand
bring
out.
up one. I want to bring up
Right.
one thing real quick, and I know that Trick or Treat is in the next episode, but because we're talking about yard stuff, I just want to. Just came to me. The beginning of that movie. If those people hate Halloween that much, why is their yard so done up? That one lady,
who?
the couple, and they get the first couple to get
The
killed
one who
by Santa.
starts taking down decorations on Halloween night.
Yeah,
who
like
does that?
yeah,
Why
like
do
if they
have it
they
in the first place.
I guess the guy kind of likes Halloween.
I
But
think
she
it was probably the
clearly hates
husband.
Halloween.
Yeah.
But like she hates Halloween. Why would
she's
she
fed
permit
up.
that much?
She's like,
how did that relationship even get that far?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loneliness.
If I meet
and
someone who's like,
despair.
you decorate for Halloween, I don't get it. I'm gonna be like, why the fuck are we even in the same room
Yeah.
then?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
But she's
broken
fine with
people
having robot porn
trying to
sex
survive
later.
capitalism.
Yeah,
Probably.
like injustice.
He's got a good
response in the
401k.
background here.
So perfect.
Yeah.
Loneliness and despair.
Accurate. You know?
Speaking of Trick or Treat being on the next episode, are we going to explain what this episode is, or are we just going to
I think
fucking
we
ride it?
Yeah.
let's do
So the idea is to go through 31 of our favorite movies to watch during the month of Halloween.
we
That's
each came
basically
up
it.
with a list of like 10 to 12 or something like
Yeah.
that. And so we're just gonna. This is gonna be a shit show.
Yeah, it's the Creep-O-Rama October Fuckfest.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the Corf.
Registered trademark.
No, the
Yeah,
Koroff.
Yeah.
It's the Koroff, the Coroff.
Fuckfest.
Yeah, Creep-O-Rama, October
Creep-O-Rama,
Fuckfest.
October Fuckfest,
Yeah.
the Koroff.
Yeah, the Koroff.
Fuckfest is just a great word.
Fuckfest,
This is a
yeah.
great term.
Oh yeah.
Everybody
It's got so
at
much-
home, just say it
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah,
Fuckfest.
Fuckfest. Like
Fuckfest.
it's
More
yeah,
podcasts
it's-
should have
Derek,
Fuckfest.
you're not
And
saying Fuckfest. Why aren't you saying
Yeah.
Fuck?
Well, no,
It's
I love the phrase "fuckfest." It's one that's been in my vocabulary for a couple of decades. I remember in high school creating mixtape CDs and saying like "fuckfest 2003" and like
Jeez.
give it to him.
And then someone found that at a thrift store, took it home, and was like, "Fuck, this is
This guy
Smash
Derek
Mouth? What is
had a pretty
this?"
solid 2003 going on.
Smash Mouth. It's just a Smash Mouth album.
Yeah.
that I fucking retitled.
This isn't Fuckfest.
It's
This is
just
that.
Smash Mouth 10
This
hours
is
on
that
loop.
sophomore album that nobody remembers.
And this album
all
came out in like
covers.
'98.
Yeah.
Why
Why
is
is
it
he
Fuckfest
still-
2003?
Only listenable in Toyota Camry. Weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this first set is Bram Stoker's Dracula, the 1992 version with Gary Oldman. Idle Hands, Halloween 1 and 2, Hocus Pocus, Legends of Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, just Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah,
No
which-
legends.
Yeah,
There are
25,
no fucking legends
yeah,
in this
no
Sleepy
legends
Hollow.
in that in Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow
None.
movie. Like I told you guys, 25 years deep into watching that movie, I never once realized that the
No.
legend of is not in front of that title.
Yeah.
That's I wonder
What
why.
makes it
It's got to
What
be a
makes it-
studio thing. Nobody wants to
Yeah.
go see Legends. They just want to see
They just want to
Sleepy
see the
Hollow.
actual
But there was
story.
also
the longer the
released
title, the more
this-
people aren't going to bother
there
with
was
it.
a movie the same year with the Legend of
Yeah,
Sleepy
That's
Hollow.
true, yeah.
Well, there's been a lot of those. I mean, there was a Disney cartoon back in the 60s, I think, and then like the 70s had one. Like every decade had a couple
wonder-
different ones, and
I
then
wonder
Jeff
if-
Goldblum was in one of them. I think in
What?
the 80s or 90s. Yeah,
Why do we not watch that one?
Yeah.
'Cause it's not
Do we
good.
need to have just like a full Sleepy Hollow episode where we just rank
honestly,
all
I'm into
9
that.
Legend of Sleepy Hollow movies
I'm into
against
that.
Tim Burton's?
I'm into that.
I just assumed it was a studio thing. You see that on the marquee, you're like, the Legend, why ain't reading all that? And then you
Yeah.
watch something else. And so they needed people to grab their attention with Sleepy Hollow.
Right. Yeah.
But who knows?
I'm pretty sure that you just go up and go, Johnny Depp movie, please.
Yeah. Especially 99.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1980 TV movie. Jeff Goldblum played Crane, Ichabod Crane.
Fuck,
then,
yeah.
That makes sense. I'm surprised I've never heard of that though.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. It's probably it's got a 6.0 on IMDb.
And we know that IMDb is
Shout out to whoever's watching at home right now going, that's the only fucking version worth watching. Are you kidding me? There is a Jeff Goldblum super fan who is furious that we are not
Honestly,
talking about that.
he's a solid, Goldblum's a solid Ichabod Crane in that.
Wow.
He looks very Ichabod and Crane.
Yeah.
He's a solid everything, dude. Goldblum.
Yeah, he is.
True.
Yeah.
It's true. He's a solid jazz musician. He's a solid dresser. Is there anything he's not solid at?
We should invite him to the
Is there anything that is there anything that is there anything that Goldblum is liquid at?
Probably I'm sure a lot. And then the last two, The Thing and Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have no fucking clue how we're going to fit 7 of those giant movies into one episode.
Well, I mean, I think we were talking about doing a time.
Yeah, we were going to give ourselves
That's
15
right.
minutes per movie.
15 minutes.
When the timer ends, we have to.
No matter what, no matter
15?
what of us.
Did we do 10? Because 10 minutes is
I'm down for it.
70 total. 15, I think we said was going to be like an hour and 45 minutes.
Okay. Well, I can be the timekeeper.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. I can do
Justin the timekeeper.
How do
Let's
I
do
set
12 minutes.
13 minutes. Come on, 13.
That's too obvious. It's Halloween, 31 minutes.
Yeah.
31 minutes per movie. It's like 13, but backwards. We're good.
Yeah.
timer? There it is.
It's too obvious.
So what are we doing?
I don't know, but I'm real glad we planned
10,
ahead.
12, 13, 15.
Executive decision. Make it. You got it.
13.
13.
Okay, we're going to do 13. Bam, go.
That's 91 minutes total across 7 movies.
You already wasted 5 seconds to talk about.
What are we talking
Bram
about first?
Stoker's
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Dracula.
Somebody else talk about Dracula then.
Yep, 10
This
seconds.
wasn't my pick.
They wanted to cast Johnny Depp instead of Keanu Reeves. I know that.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because Keanu Reeves. They should have if they could have, because Keanu,
he was. Yeah,
Keanu's wooden in this movie. He's pretty rough.
Well,
it's
he
pretty
had
bad.
just. I know he just did Point Break. I don't know if he had already filmed
Great
Speed
movie.
yet or not.
I don't
great
think
movie.
so. I don't think he had.
But he was right in the middle of a bunch of different projects.
He was definitely super like California surfer bro mode.
Well, you just don't cast him to do a British accent. You don't.
that too. Wait, did he do a British
The
accent in this?
Inferno.
That's the question: is there actually a British accent that he's
supposed
doing?
to? Supposed
He's
to. Be.
supposed to be, because what's his name? I can't even fucking remember his name.
God, I just want to hear Johnny Depp do an accurate Cockney
Harker?
now.
Yeah, Harker. Harker or Harker? Jonathan Harker.
Harker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I was trying to think of his name, but yeah, I mean, he just. I think that he would have been better had the circumstances been a little different. Like he's even said, I should not have taken that role because I was just too fucking busy. But
it's also like, of course he would. Like it's look at the production.
Course.
Yeah,
you're not going to turn that down.
Yeah.
No.
Like
unless
unless you're Johnny Depp.
It's like, dude, come on. Like, there's no way you're doing a British accent. But
do you want to be the only stain in this clearly destined to be a classic movie?
Right.
And it, I mean, I don't want to say it doesn't take away from it being an awesome movie.
No.
And being a staple of a Halloween fucking
really
established.
The only thing it
that
does is make it difficult to buy that she has any sort of decision to make. Just go with Dracula.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, as much as Keanu can get it, he's not topping 1992 Gary Oldman.
No. Gary Oldman as Dracula. Gary Oldman that turned into a bat.
Yeah, not the version, not the old weird fucked up Gary Oldman.
People have kinks. People got kinks.
We don't kink shame here.
We don't kink shame
not
here.
Saying, but you know what?
He's got boob hair.
That's not okay. It's not okay. I think the best part of that aspect of that movie is how they took so many different forms of Dracula.
Yeah.
God damn it, this timer is giving me so much anxiety. How they took so many different forms of Dracula and just fucking cranked it to 10. I don't think there'd ever be another Dracula movie that'll top that.
I think that's what always confused me, because I saw it really young and I didn't understand the appeal. I was kind of bored as a kid. And then
I wasn't. I was
over the
shitless.
years, I kept seeing clips of it, and I would see Gary Oldman the top hat, and I would see Gary Oldman with the hair, and I would see the Bat version. I was like, are these all the same fucking movie? Like, how did they pack all this in? And then I finally was like, I need to rewatch this movie because I haven't seen it in ages. And I finally rewatched it just a couple years ago, and I was like, oh man, now I understand why everyone has this at like the top of their Dracula list.
Dude, you can't top it. I love Dracula. I love all Dracula movies, even the horrible ones. Like, I mean, there's Dracula 3000 right there. But nothing tops it. And then the fucking armor at the beginning.
Yeah.
His armor is so good.
All of his outfits through the whole fucking movie. Even when he's just straight up a bat. Like, there's never a point in that movie where he doesn't look cool as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did this one win anything for the costumes or set designs or anything? I know it had to have won something.
I think so.
I'm sure.
I forgot what her name is, but
keep talking. I'll look it up.
I'm pretty sure that.
We only got 8 minutes and 47. Fuck.
Yeah, this might not be a research run.
Pop quiz Academy Award for best costume design.
Yeah.
Boom.
Because it was what? Does it say the name? Because it's pretty important. She's
Aiko Ishioka.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She crushed it.
Iconic costume designer.
Yeah.
Like, one of the best decisions that Coppola made for this movie.
Normally, like, I don't really pay that much attention to clothes.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like you subconsciously like process it. You know what I mean? Like, people just look cool, or that character looks cool. But that one that one draws you in. Like, every piece of article helps amplify the whole world that they're living in.
Which I think is even more impressive because arguably he does look like a Twizzler.
He does.
He looks like a badass Twizzler.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a Twizzler fuck you up.
Yeah.
Tom McCarthy and David Stone also won the Oscar for best sound effects editing.
Ooh,
which is good. Sound editing is something that you don't really notice unless it's really bad, and then you're like,
but I mean,
right.
I wonder how much of that is them getting Lux Interior to actually sound like a wounded animal when he screams at the beginning. Lux Interior, the singer of the Cramps, is supposedly the guy. Yeah, apparently he did that like wailing scream, that fucking scream.
Wait, which scream?
The Dracula scream at the very beginning, where he's like,
where he's like, when he like renounces God.
Yeah.
Like,
a God renouncing scream is what Lux.
Yeah,
dude. What about that laugh? That laugh is fucking awesome. The Dracula laugh.
Where he's like creepy looking. He's old Dracula.
Dude, there's one particular laugh in this movie that's fucking.
He's got his hands like clapped over here and it like fades to black. Yeah.
Perfect Halloween movie.
Yeah.
And they also won the Oscar for best makeup, which I think is a no-brainer. That's Greg Canham, Michelle Burke, and Matthew W. Mungle. So belated congrats. 30 fucking years on to you guys. You killed it. I know you're all listening right now.
You guys really deserve a reward for this.
Yeah.
So they also were nominated.
That's not. How much time do we got left?
6 minutes.
Oh, fucking shit.
Oh, dude, I don't even know what else. I mean,
we should have dropped this to 5.
Dude.
Yeah, what else are we going to talk about? We just said this movie's fucking perfect, and we're done.
Watch it.
Vampires,
watch creepy it. Vampire. He also turns
into
do kind of like a
tomatoes and
werewolf thing.
the fucking
There's so
letterbox
many
on all
bats.
these.
Oh,
yes.
You know what? I will say,
actually,
no pumpkins.
No pumpkins.
No
Actually,
pumpkins.
I don't think there's that many. How many bats are in?
But there's one gigantic fucking bat, and that counts as 100.
Yeah,
that's a very good thing to do for these episodes. Is does it have pumpkins? I like.
Does
that.
it have pumpkins? Does it have bats? Does it have skeletons?
If we really want to get analytical and count the pumpkins in these films, like how many pumpkins does Halloween 2 have?
Well, that would mean that we have to watch all these movies before we do these episodes. I don't know if that's possible.
Well, this one's not necessarily a Halloween movie because it doesn't take place.
No,
or they don't explicitly name date, and it came out November 13th of 1992. So it actually came out 2 weeks
it's
after
post
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is a Thanksgiving movie,
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
stupid.
which works for all the feasting.
Fuck did they do that?
Stupid.
I mean, I caught this in theaters. I was 6 or 7.
I want to know. I want to know the
92, so I
usher
was
that
7,
let
I
your
think.
fucking 7-year-old ass in to go see Dracula.
Because I was with my mom.
Oh, yeah.
And some friend of hers, and they were like, "Let's go watch Dracula," and I was like, "I love Dracula." And then, I was like, "What the fuck is this, man?"
I think that's the issue. Is you saw it in theaters, I did not, so I was probably distracted by other shit.
Yeah.
Because the first time I saw it, I think was on VHS.
yeah. Then we rented it, and I was like what, a year or two later, and still I was like, this movie scares the shit out of me.
I know I didn't
great.
see it in theaters, but I couldn't tell you when I first saw it. This is just one of those movies that has always been a part.
Yeah, it feels like it's always existed.
Like this movie 100% contributed to why I'm goth. Like,
yeah,
100%.
I was always like weirded out, like whenever she kisses him at the end and he's like spitting up blood like all over her. It's like, nah, I don't know.
I'm
if
into
now's
it.
the time to fucking do that, man. I don't know.
The more blood in a kiss, the better the kiss, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Not when you
true.
look like that.
No, it's hot.
Because he's like, no, he's like decaying. He's turning into old
you know what?
Dracula again.
Hey, man, ladies are into different things than dudes are.
I'm sure they are, and more power to them. But
it's
old,
you know what? Sometimes personality is more important than looks.
not when you're dying like that.
I mean,
Like, you know,
what if?
Come on. No, 3 minutes or 3.5 minutes.
Oh,
So, question: Is
yeah.
this normally always on your
Yes.
Halloween
100%.
or
Oh, yeah.
October
Nor-
rewatch?
Normally for me, I end up watching. It's usually this one or Sleepy Hollow, like right at the beginning of October.
Yeah.
this
I
was
watched-
not one of my regular October rewatches.
Yeah.
I haven't watched
It
Bram
is now,
Stoker's Dracula,
Josh.
and Justin will hurt me if I don't turn this into an annual watch. I can
That's
see
why
it in
I
his
watch
eyes.
it. That's why I watch it at least 2 or 3 times a year. Once definitely in October, but then like every now and then I'll just get just so that Justin won't kill me.
Yeah. Take a picture of it on your TV and send it to Justin and be like,
Look, I watched
watching
it again. I watched
sir.
it again, bro.
Good. Did you guys know that Gary Oldman specifically took this role just so he can say that I crossed oceans of time to find you line?
It's funny because that is the coolest reason to take a movie, but every time I hear it, I'm like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, of fucking course you did. Like,
Yeah.
if that line is in a movie and it makes sense, then why wouldn't you do that movie?
That's
Yeah.
a solid line.
Yeah. It's one
That's
of
a
the
really good line.
coolest, most romantic, most possibly stalkery things I've ever
Right?
heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Possible stalker. We're talking about Dracula. Yes, it's very.
He possibly stalked her from Transylvania to
is
London.
Dracula a
Talking
creep?
about Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
Is Dracula a creep?
Is Dracula problematic?
Is he?
Yeah. Is Dracula's
is he-
treatment of women problematic?
Did
Let's. How many minutes do we have left, Justin? Let's crack this open.
I think we had the perfect amount. We did
Minute 50. Yeah, minute 50. Yeah, that is kind of sketchy behavior.
Kind of.
I mean, I know he's got to eat. You know, I mean, I know he kills people. He drinks their blood.
Look,
and all
man,
that stuff.
all he
Dude's
did-
gotta eat,
All he
but-
did was kidnap her fiance,
Mhm.
force him to buy him multiple properties in London, go
Mhm.
to London, find her on the street,
Find her friend first.
find her friend first, which is, man,
Oh,
you know
that
what?
scene.
This is getting way sketchier.
Yeah,
Dang.
that whole scene with
Who among
Lucy,
us?
where
Who among us hasn't bought 10 properties in London?
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, the whole scene with
If you want to
Lucy
be my
where she's-
lover, you got to get with my
gotta get
friends.
with my friends.
There it
Yeah.
is.
As
There
a
it is.
werewolf.
Next movie.
Yeah,
Next movie.
we got 57 seconds.
Justin's like loyal to the timer, Derek.
Yeah, literally the time. Anthony
I think the next
Hopkins.
one needs to be 10 minutes because this is too much.
Anthony Hopkins got to touch on
Oh my
45.
god!
What
What
a
a
fucking
fucking
nut
psycho!
job.
Yeah.
Nut job in this movie.
Absolutely one of his best roles just because of how chaotic he is.
And not too long after Signs of the Lambs, right? What year was
Yeah.
Signs of the Lambs? Was that
Oh,
just like
yeah.
a year
Like
prior?
90,
Yeah.
91?
I think, Silence was 91. So yeah, this is like
Yeah.
2 or just over a year prior. Yeah.
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 It's crazy.
Yeah.
We're
Now we just ride it out.
Okay.
Yeah, we ride it out.
Squeezing as much juice out of this.
This isn't as hard as we thought it would be.
No. Kind of bored. Maybe we should just call it.
Let's drop it to 10.
10
for the next
seconds.
one.
No, 13. 13.
No, we can do 13.
We're committed.
We have a
committed.
double feature coming up, and then we have a couple other movies that I know we could easily talk about for 13.
Okay, and we're good. Go.
It's hard to talk
Idle
about.
Hands.
Nope, Idle Hands.
Idle Hands. Idle Hands
Idle
is
Hands.
the perfect
Please.
Halloween movie.
Dude.
Yeah.
There's skeletons,
100%.
there's pumpkins, there's trick or treating, there's a whole dance. The offspring is in it.
Yeah.
He gets fucking scalped by a severed hand.
There's
Yeah.
offspring.
The whole fucking backdrop.
That's what
of
makes it
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah.
There's offspring.
Yeah.
Well, also funny that one came out in fucking April,
Yeah.
so not a
Yeah, that
Halloween
one
time
came out-
movie.
On Columbine.
Yeah, came out the least
Oh,
opportunity.
did it
I
really?
saw it.
Yeah. That's why.
So Columbine
Gonna
happened on April 20th, right?
Yeah. Fortunately.
Gonna name drop for a second here. When we met Seth Green,
Yeah.
he told us that the reason that the movie bombed as hard as it did when it came out was specifically because it came out right after Columbine or right on Columbine.
Yeah.
And
Help.
It was a week
it's
later,
a
yeah.
fucking movie where a whole bunch of kids get killed at a school dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't help.
It was
No.
Columbine happened, and then like John McCain and a couple other politicians called out Idle Hands by
Really?
name.
Oh,
We're like,
wow, I didn't
yeah,
know
they
that.
were like, we've got movies like Idle Hands coming out that glorify teen violence, and that's what causes problems like this.
Wow.
Whoa,
And
whoa,
so
hold on.
A bunch of
Teen
theaters
violence?
pulled it. And
Teen
then,
violence is a stretch. This is hand violence.
yeah.
Yeah.
None of the
Demonic.
teens
Like,
actually
the
commit
entity
any
taking
violence.
over that hand is way older than 16.
Yeah.
But because when I met Devin Sawa, I talked to
No,
him
yeah,
about this
yeah.
as well, and
Yeah.
and I also talked to Seth Green about it. But no,
Worst episode ever.
I mentioned it to Devin. I was like, "This is one of my favorite movies of all time," and it's such a vivid memory because I was so looking forward to it because I was like, "Oh fuck, it's funny and it's scary and it's rated R and it's got like Seth Green, who I fucking love, and Devin Sawa. It's just gonna be so
Literally
good."
perfect.
And I went opening night. I was one of like 5 people in the theater, and I was fucking crying, laughing. And I went back to school on Monday, and I was like, "You guys, I've seen my new favorite movie. It is called Idle Hands. You have to go see it in theaters. It is incredible." And it had already been pulled from theaters.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because we were in Colorado. So the
Oh,
fact that I saw it at all was remarkable because a lot of
Yeah.
theaters pulled it before it even premiered.
Damn.
Yeah,
And
Devin
you know
got a
what?
call
Like,
like the night before the premiere, and we're like, "We're canceling it. There's going to be protesters." So it all just got like
Yeah.
swept away.
Wow.
I hate to say this, but like it's understand. Like I get why
Yeah.
that happened.
Yeah,
You know,
I
it's
don't.
very. I get
don't.
it.
I like.
I
What's
understand why
weird
people
is-
who haven't seen it felt that way.
Yes.
Well, I mean, think about
This is just a
in
silly horror
context.
movie.
Yeah.
But think the context
Yeah.
of like that. I mean, look, if it were today, it wouldn't get pulled because there's a school shooting every fucking
Yeah.
3 days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
That
not
was the
crazy
first,
anymore.
like, yeah,
That was
Yeah.
that was a
But what's funny
pivotal
is
moment.
but
Yeah.
what's not funny, but what's weird about the overreaction to that, even back then, is like it's only the last like 10, 15 minutes that takes place in the movie that they're at a school.
Yeah. The rest is like a stoner comedy. But when I mentioned that to Devin, when I was friends with Devin Sawa and we were having a long thought out conversation like friends do. No, I was like, it just sucks that it happened then because that's the shittiest timing where like obviously
Yeah.
this event happens, you know it's going to impact this movie and there's nothing you can do about it. That like now they would just push it a few months and be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
all right, let's release
Yeah.
it in August or let's put it on streaming and just do that or something. But this was back when they were doing fucking newspaper ads and
Yeah.
like
Right.
TV spots, and it was too late because this Columbine happened less than a week before the movie was supposed to premiere.
Well,
So
honestly, that's what they get for putting a Halloween movie out in fucking
Right.
April.
yeah,
that is weird.
That's the
That's
problem.
dumb.
That's their
That's
fault.
dumb.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
that's
that
where
was
it
on
falls
them,
apart.
dude.
Yeah.
yeah,
it's on
because it
that.
is a perfect
What about
Halloween movie. It takes
When
place
you
on
were
Halloween
talking-
dance.
yeah. When you were talking to Sa, I call him Sa.
Yeah. yeah.
Did he?
Wait, which one is that? Is that Seth Green or is that Devin Sawa?
It's whatever.
It's
you
them
want,
together.
dude.
Yeah, It's-
Yeah,
yeah.
Just call him Sa.
Oh,
It's called Sawa.
But yeah, that's a really bad time. Just dumb.
I thought you were
time
going to say
release
something.
Halloween. No,
Yeah, no.
I mean, I was going to, but
My favorite thing about this one, because this is like I said, 13 minutes is not enough for me to talk about Idle Hands. I can talk about this movie for days.
8 minutes and 30 seconds left.
We haven't done an Idle Hands episode yet, have we?
No.
We need to do that.
Yeah, they did a
No.
when the movie was made. Obviously, you guys have all seen the alternate ending or the original ending, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's,
yes. Well, isn't it with the swimming pool or something like that?
And like an actual portal and hellfire, and it's all very evil and scary.
Mm.
And they had ran it through. I talked to Seth Green about this, and this is also on the IMDb. But the way he told the story was so fucking funny because he was like, "Oh yeah, we ran it through test audiences, and they had a few complaints. They wanted weed to save the day. They were like, this was such a good stoner movie, and then you kind of forgot about weed in the final act.
That's
and
fair.
they wanted to see boobs. Like they were mad that Jessica Alba didn't get naked in the movie. And I was like, oh, that's weird. He's like, yeah, really shitty, but that's the audiences are like, you put this hot girl on screen and we don't get to see her naked. And it was like, so we compromised with her getting her costume like half torn off at the end and then throwing in the nudity in the car scene with the kid dressed like Kiss.
Yeah.
And then they completely rewrote the ending to make marijuana save the day. But
it is a better ending.
Rodman Flender, the director, was trying to do like a fun like homage to like his favorite giallo, like all you see the light saturation and all that and how it looks. And then Devin, Eldon, and Seth are trying to like give a serious, these friends are friends till the end and they have each other's back. And this is like a movie about brotherhood and camaraderie and like this bond. And then the producers were like, stoner comedy. Everyone loves fucking weed movies right now. We've got to ride this like train of like Half Baked and all that other shit. Like, so everyone involved thought they were making a different movie, and it just became this perfect storm of the ideal Halloween film.
It's so funny because Seth was like he was like the actors knew what movie we were making the whole time.
Yeah.
And like you could tell because like you said, like they're making the actual movie. And Rodman is doing his thing and making it stylistic, but like the reason that movie works so well is because of them, because they just feel like bros.
Yeah.
Feel like homies that have known each other forever and fucking fuck with each other and constantly like
you don't see chemistry. I just watched 6 minutes. I just watched Dak Shepard's new podcast episode with Matt Lillard and Seth Green about it's their reunion for Without a Paddle.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Which I fucking love that movie. It's such a silly, like
ridiculous,
goofy buddy comedy movie, but it's so good.
Burt Reynolds and Mountain Man.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you don't really see that kind of buddy. I feel like I say this all the time. You don't really see these kind of movies anymore. But like you really kind of don't.
Yeah.
Like movies like Idle Hands were like or Without a Paddle where it's like a small
Harold and
group
Kumar.
like you just I don't know. You just don't get that
close.
friendship.
I would say that Harold and Kumar and Dax's movie Hit and Run, which is more of a
I love Hit and Run.
But Hit and Run has the best chemistry in any movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously it's because like they're actually
married.
a couple. But holy fuck, that movie's rad. That's
Yeah,
the
it's
most
awesome.
positive relationship in a movie I've ever seen.
Right.
Other than Mandy. Mandy's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mandy's
Yeah. Oof.
But yeah, the chemistry between the three dudes in Idle Hands
it's
clearly
perfect.
carries the film because you're like, oh yeah, these guys have been hanging out for fucking years.
Ever.
They do just smoke weed all together.
Yeah.
every
Even
day.
Jessica Alba and her friend, like they have great chemistry as their own thing. And then with the guys when they do interact, it's such a perfect movie. Pumpkins fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And
Starts with
Fred
pumpkins
Willard.
and dead parents.
what's funny is the shot of Seth Green coming up out of the ground as a zombie is probably one of my favorite shots of a zombie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So
which
good.
you wouldn't think of it from that movie, but like going like you mentioned the directors like want to try and touch on giallo films and stuff that I've never thought about that because like that now that makes total sense because the lighting in that movie is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Right. But it doesn't feel forced to be giallo. It just feels good.
Yeah. It's just the lighting and blocking there is so solid, but like the saturated greens and reds. But when Seth's coming out of the ground, it's fucking scary
so
looking.
good.
Which is crazy because up until that point it was just a comedy with
Right.
Yeah, it's
some
definitely
scary-ish
complete total
moments.
switch.
But even moments before that, he's like, I know, fucker, dig me up. And he's like, all right, I gotta be crazy. He's trying to smoke. And then, yeah, this crazy cool scene. Also, the bottle in the head, such an iconic, whoever came up with that.
Both of them and all the gags
Yeah.
with the bottle in the head. Dude, it's
Careful. It's on a little loose.
Yeah.
burrito.
I think I quote this movie at least once a day.
Yeah.
If not, yeah. It's either Go Buffalo whenever I'm excited about fucking anything, or it's a great idea. While we're at it, we can clean the whole fucking house.
I am not going through all that, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Tanya.
Fuck.
Go back if you want to get a piece.
I was like Randy
one of
in
the funniest
his.
jokes I've ever heard.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like Randy in his the way he said, "I thought we were buds."
Can't believe you cockblocked me like that. Oh yeah, and we get a Tom DeLonge cameo working the drive-thru.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. So Offspring and Angels and Airwaves are in this one.
Angels and Airwaves.
I get, that brings up a good point. 2 minutes, 25 seconds. I think what really makes a good Halloween movie has a lot to do with lighting. Because when I think of what, like, the atmosphere of Idle Hands, a lot of it does have to do with the lighting. Now that I really think about it.
100%. And pumpkins.
Yeah.
And how the pumpkins are lit.
Yeah.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
lit pumpkins.
Yeah, pumpkins were the only things lit in that movie.
Yeah.
But
But it is perfect. It's also just a perfect, because you've got to have a nice balance of just terrifying Halloween movies, which we have a couple to talk about on this episode. But there's always, I love a fun, party movie. And Idle Hands is a movie you can just throw
can't
on.
top that one.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think you
No,
can.
really, you can't.
No, such a good time.
And it perfectly encapsulates the late 90s.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
100%.
very
yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without
It is very 90s.
It's very 90s, but it doesn't feel dated. It doesn't
No,
feel
not at
super
all.
old. It still feels relevant,
Yeah.
which is really weird.
And I think it's because at the heart of it, it's just about friends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that transcends
It's just a
time.
movie about buds.
Yeah, it's just a movie
It's
about
just a
buds.
movie about buds. Get it? 'Cause it's
Yeah,
weed.
yeah. You can't cite me for possession of a baggie.
Double entendre.
Double entendre.
But yeah, it is super 90s, but it's got the Rob Zombie video, it's got the 2 Live Crew video.
It's got the fucking 2 video, which is insane. The fucking Rob Halford's industrial side project, which is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, the soundtrack to that was really killer.
So good.
I still have the
Should've been
soundtrack
called-
on CD. I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
banger.
nice. Should have been called Idle Hand. No,
It really should have.
just me.
Yeah.
Well, Idle
I'm
Hand.
with you on
I
that
mean,
one.
he
is
says
it
idle hands are the
hands? Are
devil's
the devil-
playground.
okay.
Yeah.
Idle hand is the
Well.
devil's plaything.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's one.
Don't overthink it, Derek.
One hand. I mean,
The other one wasn't idle enough.
Yeah.
The other fucking the alternate tonal was on the other hand.
That's the sequel.
Yeah.
We're out of dog food.
Yeah. I did
4 seconds.
4 seconds.
Four
Hurry up.
seconds, dude.
Hurry up.
I'm out. Sorry. you got to save it for the full Idle Hands episode.
Okay,
Hear all
Halloween
about
1
it.
and 2.
Oh.
Do we even need a timer?
What are these again?
Yeah.
What?
Has anybody seen these?
Yeah.
Oh, what movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen the movies?
You know what? We really
Yeah.
should have watched the ones that we haven't seen on this list.
Yeah.
Yeah, Halloween 1 and 2.
Yeah. It's the one with Mike Myers in it
Yeah.
before.
It's weird because I don't know, man. After Austin Powers, I wouldn't think he'd want to do scary movies, but
Classic. Classic. After the Love Guru.
God, where do we?
You think you'd be
that's
done
the
doing
real
horror
scary
movies.
movie. Yeah.
But what can be said about
Yeah. Well, you know,
These
what?
Well,
Okay.
movies.
I think it's a required Halloween annual
Yeah,
watch.
I mean, you
it's
got it.
required.
You got
a lot of these on the list, I think they're like personal favorites, and we'll watch them.
No,
Like, this
they're
one's
all
kinda like-
required.
Yeah, these are all required.
Yeah.
These are the ones that you watch, and then you watch the other horror movies for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, these are...
And for everybody who's like, oh my God, they're not talking about Halloween 3. It's not in this episode. It's in one of the other ones because
Don't
it's a separate
spoil
thing.
it, dude.
It's not a spoiler. I'm getting ahead of the hate.
No, you got to make them think that we're never going to talk about it. So
We're never
going to talk about
Halloween. Get
3.
angrier and angrier.
Yes,
Never going
you're
to
right.
talk about
You're
Halloween or Halloween 2. We got 11 minutes and 35 seconds left.
Well, you know what? We might not.
So what's funny is I'd seen somebody do a video. My buddy Pat did something talking about how Beetlejuice is barely in Beetlejuice. He's
Yes.
only in Beetlejuice, which we'll talk about later, obviously. But Michael Myers, I think, is also barely in the first Halloween.
That's true.
But it's when he is in there, it's so effective and it's so.
Oh, the
just-
movie's terrifying.
It's so
It's Jaws,
fucking
dude.
scary. Yeah,
It's fucking
Yeah.
Jaws.
exactly. Yeah,
It's
Such a
Jaws.
masterpiece.
It's Jaws, but Jaws got legs, yo.
yeah.
And can drive a car.
Yeah.
How the fuck did that motherfucker learn how to drive a car?
Yeah. How does
I
Sean
want
know how to drive?
to
bro?
know. I'm gonna write the
Yeah.
I'm gonna write the spinoff about the person at Smith's Grove who taught him how to drive. I feel
And
like
then
that
in
would be a
Jaws
great
2
episode series.
Jaws too.
And then in Jaws 2, he gets shot a bunch of times. He's still fucking running around.
Yeah, shot him
Yeah,
6
set,
times.
set on fire. Jaws
Yeah.
got set on fire in part 2.
Oh man, can
and
we
so
get
did Mike.
can we get John Carpenter pissed at us by claiming that he just
He
ripped off
ripped
Jaws?
Jaws too.
He's never coming on the Creep-O-Rama podcast. That's for
Hell
fucking
no.
sure.
No. Well,
I do-
Carpenter hated Halloween too.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
still does. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he barely remembers writing the movie because you just
I'm
stayed
under
drunk the whole time.
I'm under the influence that Carpenter hates all of his movies.
Not Halloween.
Yeah, I think he
He
likes
the franchise.
Yeah,
no, he loves the
because-
franchise because he gets paid.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
But that's
yeah.
all he says.
Yeah.
Is they're
But
like,
that
what
is
happens when
different.
they do this with the story? And he's like, I don't know. I got a check, so I was happy with
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's one of the only Halloween is my favorite franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throughout the whole thing,
Horror
Halloween, I think is my
franchise. We can't
is
forget
my
Pitch
I don't
Perfect
know. It might
favorite.
be his favorite franchise,
Perfect.
period.
Yeah, I think
Pitch
it
Perfect.
is. Pitch
I didn't even
Perfect.
that's fucking
It's-
wow.
Yeah, it's solid.
You got him. Got him.
But what's weird is I think it's stupid to have sequels to that movie. Like the older I
Yeah.
get, and the more that I end up watching the first one, which ends up being the one that I rewatch the most.
oh yeah.
Like when you understand, when you watch it as is, and then to think of where they took the sequels, it's just not necessary.
Hot take. I like the zombie ones more.
I mean, I like them. I
They're
like.
fine.
I think
yeah,
the
I like
I think
'em.
that the franchise based off of those would have made more sense, honestly.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
that's
I mean,
the whole problem.
minus the fact that he gets fucking killed in the second one, but you know,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
like,
killed in all of these. So who
Yeah.
cares?
die.
Well, you just don't watch that
God.
version, Justin.
Yeah, I can't. But yeah, honestly, what you said does make sense because they established the family line from
Yeah.
the get go
Yeah,
in the first one,
exactly.
and that's what sucks about the original story is like that shouldn't have been a thing.
But
Like I think it like
But they
it's still
do
my
it-
favorite.
They
but
kind of establish it though. It's just that
in the second one, not in the first.
really because I mean it
Yeah.
shows him as the kid, and then it shows Michael Myers. So I feel like
Yeah, but
that's-
Lori was never part of that family.
Yeah, Lori wasn't his sister in the first
Oh,
one. We'll
yeah.
talk about that in the
Yeah.
second one.
that
Yeah.
part's dumb,
Yeah, and the reason why Carpenter came up with that is because they forced him to write the sequel, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Well, what the fuck? What story
Yeah.
is it?"
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
like, why are you
and
still going
and
after this
here-
person?
Here's the thing: is I actually, while I agree that it doesn't make sense based off of the first movie, I do when I think of Michael Myers, I think of the Laurie Strode is his sister.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it just fits. It makes sense. Like, yeah, okay, Carpenter doesn't like it, but it does work.
Yeah, but
now,
it also
what they do with it is dumb.
right, but it also
Yeah.
is like that when you really start to break it apart, it's kind of silly when you watch the first movie and with the context of they're brother and sister,
Yeah.
and then it's like no.
Yeah.
He's just it's so much more effective when you remove that story element out of it
Well,
and
and
just
I-
watch it for what
I think
Carpenter intended it to be.
I
Which is
think
how
it'd
you
be-
should watch the first.
Yeah.
I think it'd
You
be
don't
even
take
more
the,
effective if they
context.
never show him as a kid.
Well, I mean, you got
Like, he's just a shape.
background.
No, why? He's a fucking
Well, that he
shape of
killed-
evil.
that
I
he
don't know
killed-
why he was
He
in-
started killing.
Well, he was in lockdown for 15 years.
Yeah, you got to show why.
Plus the clown mask.
No,
The clown
man,
mask
you
is
don't have
cool.
to show any of that shit. He's just a bad guy that shows up and kills everybody.
I mean, yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
well.
POV killing
kinda-
his sister.
I
I
like
agree with
the,
James. I agree with James.
I
would.
I mean, I kind of dig the fact
and your
that
head.
like, it establishes that it establishes that he was evil from the fucking get go. So it reinforces
I
the idea that he is just pure evil.
See, but I feel like establishing he's evil from the get-go is him stabbing the first teenage girl.
Well, not from the get-go, but they literally the get-go. He was like, what, 6?
Yeah, as a
But
kid.
that's the thing is, if he's the shape of evil, when was he a kid?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't think the first one is making him like trying to put like any sort of supernatural elements in there. They're just saying like he's a complete.
That's what I'm saying.
Is. I think it is. I mean, it does. I mean, that's the whole point of the very end of the movie. Even Carpenter has said, even Carpenter said, has said numerous times of like, you watch this movie and you don't know. I mean, the entirety of the movie, he's just a guy. And then at the end, he gets shot 6 times, falls off the porch, and then you reveal that like, oh, he's gone, he survived. Something's not right. That's why it makes more
sense if they don't show him as a kid. He's just a fucking entity that shows up, starts killing everybody, gets killed, gets up and leaves.
So
that's
50
scarier
Cent
to me because then it
evil
takes
entity.
No, because he had a career afterwards.
Say he got shot 9 times.
Yeah. But like,
but then he got
I feel
vitamin water and he fucking
exactly. I feel like showing him as a kid humanizes him to the point where he's no longer the shape. He's just a dude that kills people.
I'll be totally honest. I think it's really stupid to call him the shape to begin with.
I've always thought that too.
Yeah,
I love calling him the shape. I think it's fun
because it's like, what is he, a rhomboid?
I guess like it's supposed
Villains
to be
have to have like a name.
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah,
I know
Michael
we don't have a
Myers.
lot of time, but this is important.
519.
Which shape do you think is the most evil?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
obviously,
is it
it's rhombus.
Say...
What do you?
Right?
Like,
maybe a parallelogram.
What are we even doing here? Like,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because like, what is that supposed to like? What is that? I mean, I know I've read
shape
the
of evil is shaped like
well, yeah, but that's them.
I guess
exactly, that's them separating it. It's like his human form is Michael Myers, but what he has become, what he's doing,
becoming a shape of a human.
Yeah.
Well, there's no human. The lack of humanity, the lack of empathy. He's just a shape.
But that shape is dude form.
Dude, he's just a man shape.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm with it now. Men are pretty fucking evil. I'm kind of feeling this.
Yeah.
I'm seeing where John Carpenter was going. Yeah.
But I mean,
social commentary on the
William Shatner shape.
The William Shatner shape.
Yeah. Talk about another movie that like all forces like come together to make something fucking magic. They really had no fucking idea at the beginning of making that.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
I bet they weren't when they started out to make that movie. They weren't like, man, we're gonna make a William Shatner mask.
No. There was there's that documentary series on Netflix. How did
the movies that made us, right?
The movies that made us.
Yeah.
And the episode on Halloween was fucking wild. Like it's baffling that movie even got made. Like all the shit that they went through, all the money that they had to try and pull, like how they shot it, and even just like
it's funny because like all that happened, and like this is not me shitting on the movie, but like it's a pretty basic movie.
Oh,
very basic.
Ripping all the artifice off of it and like all the horror.
It's super.
It's a really
super simple
movie.
Yeah, but there's characters with depth where like the rest of the series doesn't have that.
Michael Myers, he's the shape of evil.
Yeah. But there's, I feel like, I mean, this super influenced the rest of the slashers that came after it, obviously, and the franchises. Like they all try to just model Halloween. Like, okay, we got a formula here. Let's follow it. But it's funny in the second one, which I enjoy. The kills are crazier, the gore is crazier, but it's really like
product of that time.
That's what Carpenter said. Is he was like, if you're going to do a sequel, it's got to be bloodier, it's got to be more violent, because this is what people want after Friday the 13th and stuff.
But it doesn't need. It became the schlocky slasher. I don't want to say campy, but just. It doesn't require much of a story or depth in character building or anything like that. It's like it's just line up teenagers for him to kill.
Yeah,
and it's
which
fun.
I still love it. I mean, the scene of Mike just barreling through the fucking glass door at the hospital is epic as fuck.
I will say,
that hospital in general is fucking epic.
I like the hospital stuff more than the rest of the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
The hospital stuff's great.
Yeah. But the first one is such a perfect example of less is more.
Yeah.
That film focused so much on just what was going on in the camera frame. That shot of where she's seeing him across the street and he's standing in front of the house and it's all backlit and it's like blue like lights. And it's just like a silhouette of just walking through a yard.
Yeah.
Fucking terrifying.
You know what? Another thing is that a huge reason why this is one of the, I mean, obviously it's called Halloween, so if it didn't, that'd be upsetting. But like this movie feels more like fall, the first one especially, than anything else. Like even Idle Hands, which I think is more of a Halloween movie than Halloween,
for sure,
doesn't feel as fall and October and like dry, like different colored leaves and like trick or treating and stuff.
Yeah. It's the ultimate Halloween movie.
Yeah, Halloween is the ultimate Halloween movie. That's the problem. Is why is this even on the list?
Yeah,
it's too good. It's just definite.
It's too on the nose.
Yeah.
So
how
good
much time
though.
we got?
50 seconds.
50 seconds.
Fuck.
I put both on there as a double feature because I always watch Halloween and Halloween 2 together. I still love the second one, even though a lot of people hate it.
It leads into it.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
I love the third one. I love all the first three of this franchise.
We'll talk about the third one later. I usually do these two and H2O, and then I forget that they kept going after H2O, and that's where I pretty much stop.
4.
You don't do the Paul Rudd one? Good. You don't do the one
I do 4 and 5 separately, but I like the 1, 2,
4, 5,
H2O.
and 6. 4, 5, and 6 is a good trilogy.
On October 1st. I fucking
I will never watch the recent 3 again. I've just removed.
No need to.
Brain.
Yeah,
that's
not necessary.
No, honestly, I was like, wait, what 3? And then I was like, oh, those that just came
out,
right?
Oh, right.
Those 3.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
It's coming back to TV.
Yep. Stops at Rob Zombie.
Jesus.
Hocus Pocus.
Done.
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus
Fantastic
Pocus.
movie.
Another
perfect
annual
Halloween movie.
Perfect.
This is a perfect Halloween movie.
It also came out in like April.
Did it really?
Yeah.
They didn't care about release dates back then.
No, really
it didn't matter.
That's what's really funny is somebody had mentioned like, well, maybe they released it in April because they wanted it to be on home video in time for Halloween. Like
that person didn't grow up in the 90s.
See it.
Yeah.
It came out on VHS in December, I think, or January.
Yeah.
Like
honestly,
they literally
Christmas
did
time.
not plan this movie around Halloween.
That's surprisingly fast to me.
Dude,
yeah.
It used to have to wait a fucking year. Full year.
Sometimes longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
That was what a time.
Yeah. And now like
July 16th, 1993. And then I think it came out on VHS in like January or February.
That's it came out in July?
Yeah, July 16th,
That's
1993.
That's so weird.
And then
so this
tanked.
is one.
What?
$28 million estimated budget with a $50 million worldwide gross at the box office.
90s?
Only opened at 8 million. Yeah, completely tanked and then found its audience.
Which
on
is
home
funny
video
because
and Disney
that's
Channel.
that's almost or double the fucking, like, I know that doesn't include marketing, but like,
yeah,
to say that that's a tank is funny. Like,
well,
Well,
the thing,
then.
for the 90s where everything was more affordable and people actually had to go spend money in order to see stuff. That's crazy.
But tanking back then wasn't really that much of a downfall because you
what's
had
even
the VHS.
more
you had your back end, like you were making up with VHS.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, it's bigger today than it's ever.
Oh,
been.
it's huge. Yeah,
way bigger than it was fucking a couple of years of VHS sales after the first release. It's massive now.
So big that it forced them to do a sequel.
Yeah. Which was just a year ago, right?
Yeah.
It was last year.
Like, no, it was like 2 years ago now.
Was it 2 years ago?
Was it 2022?
I thought it's 2024, bud.
I thought it was 2023.
I thought it was in 2023. But
I mean, we're all in front of computers.
Yeah, but we have a time limit.
Yes, but we have some limited time.
Right.
2022. All right.
limited time.
And it was fun. I like the
10
sequel.
minutes and 40
but
seconds.
I like the sequel, but there's no way
really?
you can recapture the magic of.
No, but I also
Yeah.
I thought that the only part that I did not, I'm not going to try and spoil anything, James. But the only part that I did not like was the forced sing like musical scene in the movie. Not going to ruin where it's at, but other than that, I didn't. I thought it was just forced. Like the moment that it happened, it was just like, this is kind of not landing.
It's kind of what I expected. It's kind of what I expected of the second Beetlejuice, where like both like I enjoy it. Yeah. I don't need to rewatch it. Like I'll rewatch the original. You know, like there's no need for me to rewatch.
It's cool to see.
And that's the sad part is that I feel like, especially with Beetlejuice, I haven't seen the new one yet.
Yeah, me neither.
But I feel like with Beetlejuice,
Josh, you saw it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still talking about Hocus Pocus, and we have limited time.
Yeah, Beetlejuice is coming up.
I'm trying to run out the clock on Hocus Pocus, and I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Sorry.
You know what?
This
Doug
is a
Jones.
90s movie.
There's Doug Jones.
I was going to say Doug Jones.
There's Doug Jones in it.
Yeah.
So I do
it is a
lot
great 90s movie. It is the first kids movie that we're talking about
100%,
here.
yeah.
And having a kid. So now I'm watching it with my kid every year.
Oh, he's seen it.
Oh, yeah. He watched it fucking when he was like a couple weeks old, when he was born October 10th.
Oh yeah,
and then now every year I just watch it.
That's awesome.
We don't
first
have
word was
Goosebumps.
Yabos.
Yeah.
Don't have Goosebumps on this list, so I will say Hocus Pocus and Goosebumps are the two best kids Halloween movies.
Dude, I think Goosebumps 1 and 2. Are you talking about the movie, right?
Yeah,
with Jack
the
Black.
movies, yeah.
I think Goosebumps 1 and 2, because 2 is Haunted Halloween. Part 2 was great.
Part 2 was great, but it's not as good. As the
I totally.
The first
agree.
one is a fucking
I just like the Halloween.
Dude, they're
really
so
good. Yeah, I'll do those this year then.
Yeah, because part 2 just has really cool Halloween aesthetic.
There's some really good stuff.
It's called Haunted Halloween.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's a killer triple feature.
Yeah,
nice.
Hocus Pocus is this is one I talked about in my kids when I did a TikTok about all the kids horror movies, because people are like, well, Hocus Pocus isn't a horror movie, and I'm like, a fucking child gets murked like
fucking
10
Doug
seconds
Jones
in.
is a straight up zombie in it.
And then they get hanged, and then they're trying to kill other kids. Like
they're trying to kidnap kids in order to sacrifice them.
I'm like, this is very much a horror movie. You got witches,
and you got
ice, zombies,
you got the bullies, you got ice.
Forgot about the boys.
My name's Jay.
Dude.
This is Ernie. What did I say? Not Ernie anymore. It's ice.
This is ice.
This is the back of his hair.
Yeah.
That was great.
I always tried to get stuff shaved in the back of my head, but it never worked.
It's too much maintenance, man. You got to go back like every other week.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up, dude.
Sick.
Come through. I got clippers.
With them laser lines, bro.
Yeah.
This one's also feels very fall, like the aesthetic here, because it was filmed in Salem, and there's just everything about it is so
great.
Great effects. Great effects. Yeah. Cat talking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that you know what? That's not an effect. That cat just talks.
Yeah. Very well trained cat.
Yeah, how do you do talking cats in the 90s? I mean, now the whole cat would just be CG and it would look like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they did it pretty good in Sabrina Teenage Witch.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
and that was
same
90s.
cat.
Yeah,
same
talking cat. Those are the only two big jobs he got, and then they were like, everyone's already seen the talking cat. The gimmick's up. We can't do it anymore.
God damn it.
I think that just that weirdly ate up all the rest of the time.
6:35.
Nope. We can't escape
talking
this
cat
one.
looked great. Also, so here's a really great thing is Hocus Pocus we all saw as kids, I assume. I remember
we watched it in school every year. I feel like they
I actually didn't see it until I was an adult. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I saw it young, and I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, right.
You fucking weirdo. That creepy ass James the video store. I've never seen this one before. This is the first time viewing.
Oh my god, is that Hocus Pocus? Oh, that looks good.
I heard this one's got witches in it.
I hear it's got Doug Jones.
The amount of adult humor that went over my head the first few years I watched it, and then as I was getting older, I'm like, wait a minute, like the one that always sticks out is when she's like, "We desire children." And he's like, "Well, it might take me a few tries, but I think I can." I think I can help you there. And I'm like, oh, he's talking about getting her pregnant. Like that's okay. Wow.
Yeah. Disney was different in the 90s.
Yeah.
And this was originally a Disney release, right? It's not they purchased it after the fact.
No, this was a Disney movie.
It was always Disney. Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, because I think I saw it on the Disney Channel.
It's weird because it's good
during October.
Yeah, that's where it became more popular is they would just run it nonstop on the Disney Channel, and everyone just discovered it there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. We're going to Not So Scary Disney, whatever the hell that
Mickey's
is.
Not So Scary
month.
Halloween Party.
Yeah.
I've never been to that.
I haven't either.
It's very
pretty,
cute.
It's pretty expensive.
Yeah,
it's pretty expensive
and very
I'm
cute.
fucking sure, man.
It's very cute.
The cost of those parks have gone up.
Absurd.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's absurd.
It is super fun though if you like candy, because they hand out a fuck ton of candy. If you
actually like trick or treating,
yeah, they have candy.
That's actually pretty dope.
That's pretty cool.
They've got they're called treat trails, stationed throughout the park.
That's
and so you just pop up, walk through, and there's like
calls his happy trail.
Yeah. Oh, you had to make it gross.
Yeah, I had to make it gross.
But no, and there's so you see all these
trail.
tons of kids in dope costumes and tons of adults in dope costumes too, and they've got an incredible parade. And then literally
so
every
dress up.
Oh yeah,
like
big time.
Attendees, we dress up. Okay.
And then like every 20 feet, they've got a whole line of candy trail stuff.
I'm assuming there's no masks, no face paint.
Check the rules. Well, yeah, kids can wear masks and stuff, but no adults can wear masks. And then like no fake
until
weapons.
They get the wrong kid.
Yeah.
We just got done talking about Michael Myers being a fucking killer at 6.
It's true. Yeah, well, if you didn't have the clown mask,
there's the movie that we need to make. So it's Mickey's Not So Scary.
Such a good idea.
We make a gorilla movie at Disney World during Mickey's Not So Scary Farm about a kid who's killing all the other kids.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Disney's gonna love it.
Make it happen.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
They put out Hocus Pocus.
It's true.
They did.
Yeah.
But yeah, dress comfortably, because we went as Avengers last year, so I was in like a full vinyl.
We have a timer. What are we doing?
Jumpsuit, and it was awful.
No, dude, you're
so
good.
hot.
3:15.
I was melting.
Yeah,
But
we've
yes.
hardly said anything about Hocus Pocus. Great movie.
Great movie.
It's so perfect.
Perfect
yes.
Halloween movie.
Hocus Pocus has a lot of presence at the parks now during their Halloween events because it's become such a staple for Disney, which is it's weird how you see that unfold over decades. Because when
like,
they
so
dumped
much
this on
of
the Disney Channel that summer, they must have been like, "Well, this was fun." I mean, we got Bette Midler, which is a huge fucking get, and this is what we did with it. Oh well, and now it's one of the biggest Disney titles
Ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
So weird.
So I think it's easily within the top 3 best Halloween movies. And I
top
say
5
that
Dead or Alive, easy.
Yeah, because like there's a difference between watching horror movies for Halloween and watching Halloween movies.
Yeah.
This one is a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Like Bram Stoker's Dracula is not a Halloween movie. It's an October movie.
I always feel like I break my whatever the fuck I'm watching for October and now also September because fuck it. Into the rest of the time and the week of Halloween. And week of Halloween is Hocus Pocus, Halloween movies, all
that's
hands, like all the rest of the year. The rest of the time is like horror stuff and like spooky stuff, but not necessarily Halloween centric. And this is definitely like which week of Halloween movie is a big deal for me. Like, literally, people will be like, "Oh, we should watch this." They'll be like, "I can't watch that until week of Halloween, bro."
Yeah. We've got that. We're the same way. We've got everything kind of scheduled out where it's like Halloween night. We watch the Halloween movies. The night before Halloween is usually Idle Hands, Trick or Treat, stuff like that. And then the days leading up to it, we sprinkle in Hocus Pocus and everything.
Gotcha.
But then up until mid-October, it's just spooky movies or horror movies.
Yeah.
Do you normally throw in movies that you haven't seen before, or is it pretty scheduled, like comfort watches? Like we know these movies.
For me, it's all comfort watches.
For me, it's mainly comfort watches. I will throw in some newer
I try to mix
stuff
in new stuff.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Especially when there's
it depends
new,
on what's come out, you know?
Yeah, especially when there's new Halloween movies. Because I feel like last year, something came out called like Dark Harvest that I heard was great, but it's all about Halloween. And I was like, well, I can't watch that in November. That feels weird.
Right.
So I've just been sitting here waiting to get back in the Halloween mood to watch it. So I'll probably watch that in the next couple weeks. But yeah, if there's any new like Halloween based movies, there's a couple of new ones coming out in the next couple weeks. So I'm probably going to try to shoe in there, but it's still a lot of comfort watches.
Oh, and usually there's a Joe Bob thing, so I'll get some weird stuff off of those.
Oh, there you go.
Something,
yeah,
like 3 or 4 movies from that.
He always has solid stuff around Halloween.
I forgot what it was called now. I can't remember it, but it's
I know what you're talking about.
That fucking really weird satanic occult one that's like all based around Halloween. It's not a good movie.
What you're talking about.
I have to look up what the fuck it's called, but it's real weird. It's one of those movies that's very like Troll 2, where you're
Nice.
like, what is
Dude,
this
what movie are
movie?
you talking about?
Well, we fucked that
Not
one up.
Hocus Pocus.
Not Hocus Pocus.
Oh, Hocus Pocus, yeah.
Yeah. All right, done.
We fucked that one up.
Yeah, fuck that one up, guys.
Not
Let me
really.
down. Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
Sleepy Hollow or the legend
Perfect Halloween
of Sleepy
movie.
Hollow?
Sleepy Hollow. Yeah, perfect movie.
It does have a pumpkin in it.
it does have a
It
pumpkin in it.
does.
Yeah.
It does.
Does it have skeletons?
I don't think it's got skeletons.
It's got skeleton. Yeah,
Definitely
got a lot
you
of
could dig up a fucking
decapitations.
skeleton without a
Yeah,
a head.
They do. Yeah, his body, his skeleton body in the grave.
Yeah, and his
that's right,
very
that's right.
neatly exhumed
Very.
grave.
Yeah, by
No
people
armor,
who
no nothing.
Clearly,
Just the clean
yeah.
bones.
hated him.
Yeah.
Right. What were you gonna say, Derek?
This is an annual rewatch for you, James.
Oh,
same thing
always.
for you.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
Definitely.
seen it before?
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it in theaters. Actually, I
wow.
remember.
I think
I remember my
we
experience
go
very
see
well
it?
in theaters.
I think I saw it
but
in
I-
theaters.
I hadn't seen it since, so
Damn.
it hasn't been an annual rewatch. But I'll definitely be throwing it in there.
And
Yeah.
I will say it only recently became an annual rewatch just because I hadn't seen it in a while. I was kind of
Yeah.
over Johnny Depp for a while, and
Yeah.
and Tim Burton a little bit, and then a couple years ago I put it on. I was like, oh fuck, I forgot how.
Yeah,
good
this
fucking
world,
movie is.
like
Yeah,
Burton.
the
I've got
world.
issues. Yeah, I've got issues with Burton as a human.
Yeah,
But it's just some of the things
he knows how to
guy's
make
done.
spooky.
Good thing we
real
got
good.
two of his
But-
movies on today's episode.
right?
Yeah,
But the world,
Yeah.
he's the perfect guy to go into that world
100%.
and bring it to life.
Yeah,
I
and
love-
and the movie shows it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that they went full rated R with the violence and the gore.
Right.
Because that
I mean,
could
you
have
needed
easily
to.
been a PG-13 movie
yeah.
with like
Yeah.
this
I
folk
also
tale.
love that. Like, I love the animated one, the Disney animated one. So good.
That's
Super
amazing.
spooky. One of the
It
best.
is
That
awesome.
that I always watch this movie and then immediately
then
follow
that,
it
yeah.
up with the animated one. But the thing that I really love about Sleepy Hollow is Christopher fucking Walken
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
like that is such
That's
an
crazy.
unexpected and weird out of left field decision that
Yeah.
so totally fucking works.
Dude, he looks horrifying.
Yeah, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
saw the fucking filed down teeth.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
That's
And he's
heavy.
only on screen for like
just a couple
6 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Really?
you know it's not when he's decapitated. I don't think that's Christopher Walken doing those stunts.
No,
Like,
it,
no,
might,
no.
it might be.
No,
you don't know.
no.
Christopher
But yeah,
Walken, expert horse rider.
Yeah.
I
got
love
That
that guy.
fucking
The horse
chase scene-
chases. Yeah.
Oh my
the
God.
horse sequences in this movie.
They're
It's
so
such a weird
intense.
thing, but as I'm watching, I was like, fuck, man, you don't see like really good
Dude,
horseback chases
The
like this.
whole the
Yeah.
one where the carriage starts falling apart and shit.
Yeah.
Right? God
Yeah.
damn, that's a good
Yeah,
fucking
you know,
chase.
again, going back to me being fucking old, you don't see
No.
chase scenes like that very
No,
often
not really.
anymore either.
I mean, you can say that
Driver's
about
like
every movie on our list. Like, you
Yeah.
don't see movies like any of these anymore.
Yeah,
And you know what?
It's
We
kinda
probably will. We probably will.
Yeah.
yeah, we probably will say that. But yeah,
Because these are all perfect Halloween movies.
yeah, they are.
This
Yeah,
one
I
is, I feel like, the perfect like bridge. Like you were saying, you've got
Yeah.
your Halloween movies
Mhm.
the week or so leading into the end of October. I feel
This
like
could-
this is how you can kick off going from horror to actual Halloween movies.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
either that or it's a lot of times it'll be one of the first ones that I watch for the season
Yep.
just to really set it.
Just
Set
to
it
set the
off.
tone.
Yeah.
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 It's one of the first ones I watched this season because I rewatched it for this episode. Because, like Derek, I don't know if I had seen it since theaters. I know I saw it in theaters, and I
Really?
feel like I'd seen it once or twice since, but I
Nice.
barely remembered it.
I just it had never been on my radar after.
Yeah,
that. I don't
there's a
know.
couple of Tim Burton films that are just like I could rewatch every 3 or 4 months, and this just wasn't one of them. So it's just been
Yeah, I don't know.
sitting there.
Well, it is now.
I almost
Yeah.
got upset because Derek
Sir,
said
yes,
that
sir.
he watched the first 20 minutes of Legend of Sleepy Hollow and hated it. And I was like, bro, what? I thought he like hated this, but I was like, yo, unexpected.
No, because this one wasn't on any streamers, and the
Yeah.
Legend of Sleepy Hollow was on Peacock, and it was the same year. It was released the exact same year.
Mhm.
It's like,
So, I wonder
just,
if
like,
it's one of
started
those like
watching it.
I wonder if they put it out because Tim Burton was putting it out, or if it was just
Maybe.
complete happenstance.
Probably
I don't
just
know.
a complete happenstance.
I don't know, man.
Could
Those
be.
asylum
But I
movies
was,
really do target, You know
That's
what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was obsessed with this story even as like a little kid. I would always rent the cartoon from the library, and I'm a little kid. I mean, like 4 or 5.
Oh yeah, my
6,
dad
yeah.
started showing me the cartoon when I was super fucking young.
Yeah, maybe you saw the same thing. Like, there's the Disney cartoon, and then I would rent a different cartoon.
Yeah.
Maybe it was from the 70s.
I think so,
But
yeah,
it was almost like a animated picture book.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I just consumed this story like in any format that I
it's
could.
a fucking headless horseman.
Yeah,
That's
it was so
thing.
fucking
and he
cool.
throws fucking flaming pumpkins at
Yeah.
you. That's how that's
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
I remember there being
a little green
some-
goblin, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
I wonder where he got
like,
it from, Josh.
I remember like book fairs as a kid at
Yes.
school, and there was always a dope fucking Sleepy Hollow Headless Horseman
yeah.
book. I don't
Yeah.
remember the book, or if there's one in particular, if there's just several, but yeah. I do
Yeah.
remember, like Justin saying, as a kid, this story was just such a fucking standout story.
Also,
Yeah.
Some headless dude fucking
Yeah, that's
Right?
crazy. Yeah.
like what? That's the best. Also, we got to give shout out to random Casper Van Dien.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that guy needs so much more fucking
Of the limited
recognition.
notes I wrote down, I just wrote Casper Van Dien, LMAO.
Yeah,
Like,
so good. He should have just fucking Starship Troopered the fucking Headless Horseman.
Yeah, he should
it's
have.
true. Yeah.
Instead he gets
He just drops down out of a tree on top of the horse. And just
Right.
starts fucking gutting it.
yeah, he gets decapitated in that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
On the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a solid.
Oh, no,
solid
he gets, like,
decapitation scene.
doesn't he get,
No,
like,
that's right. He
bisected?
gets yes, that's right. Yeah, he gets cut in half. That's right.
It's a good one.
And what
So
a
many-
brutal
so many
fucking
good-
movie.
So many good kills, man.
And-
So
Yeah. I have
Yeah,
almost
it's
too many
weird.
decapitations, but no.
He's got to find
oh,
his head, man.
when the
Yeah.
parents get taken out and the mom's eyes are looking through the floorboards, like as her
Oh,
head
yeah.
rolls over and the kid
Yeah.
makes eye contact with the floorboards. That part
Yeah.
was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now I remember seeing this in theaters as a kid, being like, Jesus Christ.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I feel like this is I haven't seen Beetlejuice, but I feel like this is the last movie that Tim Burton made that felt like Tim Burton. Unless if I'm missing something over the
Frank and
last
Weenie.
Frankenweenie was great, yeah.
Frankenweenie
This was
came out
the,
before Sleepy Hollow, didn't it?
No,
Yeah, what the-
Really?
that's like 2012. or
Which
something
one?
like
That's
that.
right.
Frank
That's
and
right.
Weenie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frankenweenie was later.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Sleepy Hollow was
thinking
part of his Lisa Marie era because Tim Burton loves to put the woman he's dating in his movies. And so
Yeah.
Lisa Marie was in this one as Lady Crane. She was also the blonde in Mars Attacks.
Mhm.
And she
Oh,
was in
that's
Ed
right.
Wood and Planet of the Apes.
I
So
guess
that
I
was
didn't
his-
realize that he was dating her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. I saw something online that he's dating Monica.
Yeah. And that's why she's in Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Are they-
he's
are they
dating Monica
married?
Bellucci?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they
Bellucci?
married?
Yeah.
Are they married?
Damn.
That's
I
crazy.
thought so.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Based off of a comment I saw on Letterboxd a couple days ago. So,
Yeah. Gotta be true.
I could. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where all the facts are. No. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
this
I
is-
feel like this was like the peak of his I don't know, just the ability to really capture tone and vibe. Like this and Beetlejuice, to me, or I mean, I know he's got other films, but for some reason, like when I think of Tim Burton and I think of like what vibe his movies create,
Yeah.
Beetlejuice and this one are the two that stand out in my head.
100%. The other ones, because Big Eyes was great, but yeah, it definitely didn't feel like a full-on Tim Burton movie. Sweeney Todd, I'd say, is close.
Oh yeah, I forgot
yeah.
about
Never
that.
Sweeney
saw that
Todd
one.
was
Yeah, I've only seen it once.
a good
Sweeney
one. That's
Todd,
2007.
I think the fact it's a musical kind of takes away from the Tim Burton-ness a little bit.
Yeah. But this was right after Ed Wood and Mars Attacks, and then after Sleepy Hollow was Planet of the Apes.
I forgot
Planet of
that
the
he
Apes
did-
is the most
That's
Tim
the
Burton
Mark
movie ever.
Wahlberg one, right?
Yeah. And
I
then
never
Big
saw that
Fish, which was great, but also Big Fish wasn't the same kind of like Burton world building,
Yeah,
I think,
no.
that we were used to.
Well, and Tim
Yeah.
and Big Fish is very like it's weird and it's very twee, but it's not spooky.
Yeah.
necessarily.
No, yeah.
And then
No.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That was That was a trip.
Oh yeah,
that one's horrifying for a whole other reason.
So yeah, Sleepy Hollow definitely some peak TB.
Peak TB.
Yeah.
Get tested, kids.
Just a kiss at the end. There's a lot of coughing, spitting up blood. It all ties back together.
Yeah.
I am glad you guys added this to the list though, because I probably wouldn't have rewatched it this year if one of you hadn't put it on here. And I was like, all right, well, I've seen everything on this episode 1,000 times except for Sleepy Hollow. So I guess I got to rewatch this before we record.
So you guys both watched the whole movie, right?
Yes.
I didn't. No, I haven't.
Derek?
I didn't.
Derek got 20 minutes in and was like, I get the gist.
Yeah. No, that was 20 minutes into the wrong one.
Yeah.
I get the gist and I hate it.
How much of it did you watch?
30 minutes.
Are you asking? I didn't watch it.
Oh, you did?
No.
Great. Now we got to do this episode again.
Didn't?
No, we don't.
Wait, so you've only you
it.
saw it in theaters. You haven't seen it since?
Correct.
Oh shit. Okay.
Damn it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you're just
gonna watch it this season.
Yeah.
then.
yeah. You've got to watch it now.
But now what you got to do is you got
We
to
haven't even
watch.
talked about Christina Ricci.
You got to watch Hocus
Yeah, she was
Pocus,
great.
and then you got to watch Goosebumps and Goosebumps 2. But in between those, you just got to throw this one in so that your kid just gets real fucked up at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna love it.
This is one of these is not the same as the other ones. I don't know what's
Dad,
going
I'm
on
terrified
here.
of Christopher Walken now.
Yeah, what the fuck, Dad?
Yeah, I loved him before because we watched Envy with Ben Stiller.
Of all the
I loved
fucking
him in Pool
Walken
Hall
titles
Hustlers,
to
but-
drop.
Right.
Oh,
That's my favorite
perfect.
Walken movie, dude.
Good for you.
Good for you, man.
Good for you.
Good for you.
I almost went inside your house and started smashing all your plates.
You've seen Pool Hall Junkies, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I have not
Fucking
seen that
lying.
one.
Oh my god.
yeah.
Oh
So
my
good.
god, Josh.
Lion.
That's been on my
Really-
list for a very long time. 'cause I
You
love,
really gotta
I love
love
pool, I also
love
love
billiards. But yeah, you'll
Oh, I love
even
billiards.
with that, even
Yeah,
without
yeah.
it, that for an independent movie, a dude who never made a movie before,
incredible.
that movie
Yeah.
is so
And he wrote,
fucking
Yeah.
he wrote,
good.
directed, and starred in it, which
Yeah.
is insane
Yeah.
for
Wow.
a first movie. Like, and
Yeah.
I
it
for
doesn't.
sure pretended to be like a pool shark for
Totally.
a few months after
Totally.
watching that.
Yeah.
I always
It's
had
just in
chalk,
your
like
head.
blue
Yeah.
chalks, like on my shirt sleeve for like on my jeans. I'd have chalk. Like, oh fuck.
He just
yeah.
went,
I was
just kept going around. They're the fucking lion.
yeah.
I'm a millionaire.
Just came back from the table. Not a Halloween movie though.
No, not a Halloween
no.
movie.
Yeah.
No,
Just throw it in there.
Yeah.
Randomly.
it's a good,
Yeah.
good walking movie.
Good
I'll
walk.
throw it on one of these afternoons. I've been meaning to watch that one.
Yeah, you will fucking love it.
But yeah, Sleepy Hollow.
13 seconds, 12
13
seconds.
seconds.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny
Depp.
Christina
Johnny Depp.
Ricci,
Johnny Depp.
fantastic.
Christina Ricci,
My biggest
Christopher
childhood
Walken.
crush. She's
Everybody's.
incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's.
Mine was
Anyone
Christopher
would
Walken. Okay. Next.
Mine was Casper Van Dien.
Oh,
Next. The Thing.
The Thing.
Yeah.
Perfect Halloween movie.
Yeah. I guess it,
And Christmas movie.
yeah. So I think more of like a wintertime movie.
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That's the one thing that I like. I kind of don't. This is probably the last movie that I watch for Halloween because I watch it
Sets
after
it
all.
up for winter.
Exactly. Usually, I don't even really watch it for October. I usually wait till November. Like,
Yeah.
first fucking week in November.
Interesting.
But yeah.
So why did we put it on the list?
Yeah, who the fuck put this on there?
I don't know.
I don't know. I always watch it anyway.
I mean,
just
it's
because it falls
perfect.
under the it falls under the category of just the whole month. I always try to fill it with what are my favorite. horror films.
Yeah, it's the best showcase of practical effects there is. It's
Yeah.
fucking,
And,
It's
and writing.
incredible.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
perfect movie. Like,
Yeah,
I've,
it
I've
is.
said it multiple times, but whenever we first did that shirt, I fucking watched it literally 20 times in a row.
Yeah.
Just on loop, just trying to come up with ideas and stuff. And like, it never, ever got, I
No.
was never like, oh no, I have to watch The Thing for the 15th time today.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the next year, I immediately revisited it and I was like, still perfect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Still
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, I could never get tired of that movie.
No.
There's so much that goes on in that film. And I feel like I still, every time I rewatch it, I try my best to keep track of where each character is.
Yeah.
And I feel like I still can't quite get a grip on what's all going on.
Justin watching the thing is like that shot of Charlie from Sunny where he's like,
Yeah, he's like,
yeah. But yeah, it's just so fucking good.
This is one of the first horror movies I remember seeing as a kid when my mom showed me horror movies, probably too young. And she was like, this is one of my favorites. It's like an alien that like takes over human bodies. And I was like, that sounds weird, but all right. And then like halfway through, I was like, this is the greatest fucking movie ever made. Like, this is horrifying. Look at these effects. Like, this is so gnarly. Like this, it's where I realized that body horror is like one of my favorite subgenres, and that this like practical effects and all that shit. And apparently sci-fi.
It's such a good representation of body horror too, because it's not just body horror. It's also the fact that it's a body horror mystery thriller where like you don't know it's essentially a murder mystery body horror, which is like what the nothing has ever topped it, and I don't know if anything ever will. Like, how do you it's the perfect balance of horror and mystery.
And I love that it's one of those movies where you can just be like, oh, you know, that scene. And you could be talking about 10 different fucking scenes. Like, most people are going to assume it's when his chest rips open and then his head fucking sprouts legs, because that scene, like, I saw a full-scale model of the head with the legs at a convention once. And I was like, man, I would buy that and then put it in storage, because I don't want to fucking look at that thing in my apartment. That would scare the shit out of me. It's horrifying.
The fucking dog kennel scene is, I think, scares the shit out of me more, just because I fucking love dogs, and like, I don't know what I'd do. I'd just be like,
talk about some animatronics that Home Depot needs to be fucking making.
Oh my god! If I go trick or treating and someone had that dog pile in their front lawn, I would lose my shit.
Kids are walking up to get, like, you make sure you have all the lights on so the kids come up to the house, but the dog is just in the middle of the sidewalk, and then as they walk closer to it, it just starts going.
There's another
bunch
shot
of veins and intestines spraying.
Another shot that always fucked me up is when they're tied to the bench couch or whatever, and he starts, I think Palmer starts turning, and he just slowly turns his head and he's melting. Oh, that's so fucked.
So good.
I want to give a bonus for the sequel remake, the prequel, whatever the fuck.
It's a prequel.
The prequel.
They're Norwegians.
They're Norwegians, Mac.
And they really are.
But the scene where the Dumb and Dumber dude's face melts with the other dude, that's the only one that I'm like, that should have been in the first movie too.
That's a solid idea.
Good gag. Fuck.
Yeah, that's
and then he just fucking rambles off with him, like,
and it's done so well practically. If you watch the footage on YouTube when they did practical effects for that, like face melt, and then they covered it all with CGI, which is so
I think that movie gets unnecessary
spot.
I thought it was as solid of a prequel as you could.
Does it have issues?
Come up with.
Absolutely,
for sure.
I don't know why Tetris is driving a ship, but like, the rest of the movie's pretty good. I know we talked about it pretty extensively on the episodes that we did, but like I just love that maybe it's a stretch, but it's a stretch I'm willing to make, where like the prequel movie is a younger, dumber alien who learns from its mistakes with the Norwegians, goes on to the American base, and like doesn't fucking go crazy this time. It fucking keeps holds it down, chills out, hides within them, and it gets a lot further.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Smarter.
Yeah, it's fair. That's fair assessment.
Yeah,
I like it.
You got to learn from your mistakes, and then you kill the Americans.
You take over the world.
That's the soundbite. That's the only thing we're gonna play for the.
No, I'm sure that's not gonna. It won't go bad at all. Oh, what's that? A knock at the door.
Why does YouTube keep flagging this? What's going on? Just stating facts.
Not to be the douchebag that loves 50 movies, but the original, I think, is fucking a fun watch too.
Thing.
I don't know if I've actually seen the original like in its entirety.
You should check it out.
It's great.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's definitely like the most 50s sci-fi possible, but it's still really like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. I do
the
really
whole
like that one.
fucking hallway on fire.
Yeah.
I love the have you ever seen, I don't know if you've ever watched it with like commentary or the behind the scenes features, they talk about how good the dog is. But there's that whole take where the dog is going down the hallway and like peeks into one room, and then it's like, no, nobody in here that I can assume. And then it starts walking towards the camera, but it does not look at the camera at all. It does not look at its trainer who's like taught it to, you're going to keep an eye on this door like you're looking for somebody. And then you peek in the door and you're like, oh, there he is. And you see his shadow walk up to the guy sitting on the bed. And you don't even think about that when you're watching the movie, but you're like, oh yeah, getting a dog to fucking do that is insane.
Crazy.
I don't know how. Obviously, it's just the dog, because you can't train the dog to be spooky. You can't train them. Like, it's just like that dog's like, I can't help it. Yeah, that dog knew how to act.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you're gonna kill everyone in this fucking building. All right, okay. Here's your motivation.
That's the soundbite.
There it is.
Yeah.
How much time we got, Justin?
5 minutes.
Five fucking minutes.
Fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah,
5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
Who do you think is the thing at the end? I think it's Childs. I've always thought it's Childs.
I think it's John Carpenter.
Yes.
Valid.
There it is.
Yeah.
Valid point.
Ultimately, I think it's what it comes down to.
And what's funny is like I watched it on I watched the commentary on the Blu-ray, and it's really funny to hear Kurt Russell fuck with him the whole commentary.
It's him and Carpenter.
Yeah, it's so good.
That's awesome.
But there's been multiple times where Carpenter has said, no, I don't know who it is, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Or he knows who it is, but he'll never say. But then there was another interview that I read where he was like, basically like, yeah, it's Childs. And then there was I want to say that there was a graphic novel.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right about that? Do you guys know? I think there was a graphic novel where it was Childs, and then it carries on where I think Mac gets to another base and Childs mutates, and then it starts all over again.
I would imagine Carpenter didn't have anything to do with
I don't know. So.
I've always liked, I read it once and it's always kind of like stuck with me. I've always liked the concept that when Kurt Russell gives Childs the drink, because he doesn't drink from it, he only gives it to Childs, that's gasoline because it's a Molotov cocktail.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So like that proves that he's the thing. I like that idea. I don't know if I like the idea that either of them are the thing though, because
yeah. Well, which I guess that's the point, because
I would love the third movie to be based off of that, where it just goes to another fucking base and it goes completely sideways again. That's fucking fun. But yeah, I've just liked the logic of the subtlety of him. Like he's already got these Molotovs and he just hands it to him and he drinks it and it's gas. Like,
and it shows
the logic of that works for me.
And it really shows more of McCready's like just his ability
his cunning.
To be chill in the moment, because inside he's freaking the fuck out.
Well, yeah, because it's not a computer cheating at chess.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, how do I get through this? What do I do? How do I find out without making this obvious? He's playing like so many different moves mentally that you just don't bother you can't see.
Yeah. Right. And as a Kurt Russell stan, I love it. Because it makes him look fucking badass.
Yeah. I love that guy.
Kurt
I don't
Russell,
know if this is my
Halloween
favorite
movie.
Kurt Russell character, but it's got to be
what
like
is
top.
your favorite?
Yeah,
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to think. Is I'm like
Captain Ron.
I think it might be Captain Ron for me.
So it used to
might be McCready, but I'm like, there's also Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
We've got even
say,
Stuntman
awesome.
Mike. It's not my
Stuntman
favorite
Mike.
Kurt Russell movie, but Stuntman Mike is such a fucking
Stuntman
cool
Mike's
character.
a great. However, I gotta give points off because he's a fucking serial killer.
Yeah.
But
Wyatt Earp.
Wyatt Earp is. I used to be McCready or Wyatt Earp, but
Snake.
I mean,
of
Snake,
course.
you can't really top Snake Plissken.
But I just after like having Big Trouble recontextualized for me to where the entire point of it is that he's not the hero.
Yeah.
He's just a bumbling fucking idiot, and everyone else in the movie is a hero. That kind of made it my favorite because he's the one that pushed for it to be like that. It just I just imagine Kurt Russell and John Carpenter be like, all right, we got to choreograph this scene. And Kurt Russell's like, what if I get knocked out 2 seconds into it and the rest of the fight scene goes on without me? And then I act like I did everything. Perfect.
They are an incredible duo. Like you watch Kurt talk about Escape when he's like, we were first doing this character, and John Carpenter's just like, oh man, this guy fucking rules. Like, I'm so glad we like within 5 minutes of the first shot, where they're like, this character fucking rules. And then hearing Kurt talk about The Thing when he was like, the hat. He's like, I just saw it sitting on a table, and he was like, what the fuck is that? And Carpenter's like, that's your character's hat. And he's like, no, it's not. I'm not gonna wear that hat. And John's like, you're gonna wear that fucking hat. You're gonna wear it a lot, actually.
Dude, that hat is
iconic hat.
It's an iconic hat, and it's such a genius move from Carpenter because he knew what he was doing. You give him that big stupid hat, and even though they're all covered in fucking winter gear, you always know which one is Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. What a babe.
What a babe.
John Carpenter or Kurt Russell?
Oh, Kurt Russell.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
I feel like both. I feel like it works for both.
Both. Yeah.
No. Kurt Russell.
Justin doesn't want to fuck John Carpenter.
We're out.
Beetlejuice.
Perfect Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Perfect movie.
Annual rewatch for a long time for me.
I could probably rewatch this once a month and be okay
100%.
for the rest of my life.
I grew up watching the animated series, so that was my first introduction to it.
Which is on Tubi right now.
Oh,
really?
That's sick.
Yeah, it just dropped on Tubi like a couple days ago.
I'm gonna be watching
4 seasons on
it.
there.
It's hard to watch because the entire show is puns.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't remember it.
It's tough, but man,
can I watch it with a 4-year-old?
I'm gonna love it.
Oh yeah. 100%.
I think so.
Because I was like 4 to 7 when I started watching it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I bought the show on DVD. I don't know if you guys remember this, but the first 3 seasons are like 20 episodes or something total because it was once a week. And then when it switched to ABC, I think they were doing a new episode a day. Season 4 is like 60 episodes.
Oh my fucking
it's insane.
God.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What?
Because I got the DVD box set and I was looking through the discs.
Have you watched all of it?
No, not yet.
Okay.
It was like all 94 episodes are on DVD for the first time. And I was like, why are seasons 1, 2, and 3 on one case? And then season 4 parts 1 and 2 are the other like 4 discs.
Insane.
Like, that's ridiculous. But yeah.
I wonder now I want to watch all of it just to see if there's a drop off in quality, quote unquote.
Yeah, I want to know what the animation team is going
to the
through.
last one.
There's gotta be.
There has to be.
Yeah.
But I remember I get out of work. I get out of work and then I go to my mom's classroom.
Clock out.
5 years old. Working in a coal mine.
Working in the fucking.
So the coal mine alarm would go off, and then I'd go to my mom's classroom. I'd get out of school.
James looked like he does now when he's 5.
True.
It's at a lunch pail, fucking grinded at work.
One of those big metal ones that has the dome over it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd get out of class and I'd go to my mom's classroom because she was a teacher at the school I went to, and I'd just sit there and fucking watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Beetlejuice until we left, and like it was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Why'd I have to grow up?
Right? Well, I mean, dude, we can still watch Ninja Turtles all day now.
Right.
It's still like we're good.
Probably could watch it more now.
You know what? Oh my God, I'm so glad I grew up.
Yeah, dude, this is still my same cassette that I had in.
Oh, nice.
I remember that
1990.
Yeah, I remember that was one of the first things I saw when I walked into your room the first time.
Yeah.
How much time we got left?
Yeah, that's right. Beetlejuice.
20 minutes.
But yeah, the show.
10.
What's funny is I saw Beetlejuice when I was a kid, and I remember loving it, but it didn't like stick. And so when I saw the show, I was like, okay, this is fun. This isn't Michael Keaton. This isn't Winona Ryder or whatever, but this is a fun show. And then I went back to watch the movie and I was like, oh, he's not a good guy. He's not like, they're not like friends that get into hijinks and shit. Like,
the exact opposite of that happened to me where I didn't know that the movie existed really. I think I probably was aware of it, but watched the show forever, and then finally, years and years later, I finally watched the movie, and I was like, "Oh, this is way better. This is fucked up. Like, it's so fucked up. Like, he's insane. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
crazy.
A lot of that doesn't come through in the show.
No, I somehow watched it all the time as a kid.
Me too.
And it I know it scared me too, because I do recall having nightmares about Beetlejuice when I was
really,
yeah.
That's cool.
But I loved watching it. And
just waking up in a cold sweat, crying because you wet the bed again, and you're like, "It's okay, put it back on."
Again,
I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, but this was
Give
one
me
of my
juice, man.
Josh, I don't know if you ever did the Hollywood. Is it Forever Cemetery? What was the cemetery that showed the movies a lot?
Yeah, this Cinespia. It's like it's a Hollywood Forever Cemetery. Where you can watch shows on the projected out there, and you just pull out blankets.
Yeah, so I watched this one. I think it was the first one I did there, and it was one of my more memorable experiences out there doing one of the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. But that was, fucking dope. Just
Also,
sitting in a cemetery watching Beetlejuice.
Yeah, that is cool.
Also, I can't. I mean, if we're talking to Halloween and Beetlejuice, obviously the fucking Halloween Horror Night show.
Oh, the Rocket Review.
That was good.
Yeah, Rocket Review was really solid for.
I'm not familiar with that.
It
wasn't just a Horror Nights thing. They had that year round. Yeah. Beetlejuice's Rockin' Graveyard Review. They had like the old classic monsters would come out, and then they'd have this big like science lab explosion, and then they'd all turn into like modern rock star versions, like the Phantom of the Opera with the little like wire mic and Dracula on guitar, and it was sick.
Huh. I'm sure there's YouTube footage.
Oh
yeah.
You have to go find it.
What's funny is I always put Beetlejuice with Halloween Horror Nights, but it's actually Bill and Ted, which makes way less sense when you think about it. I mean, I guess the show structure makes more sense because they're time travelers, but like, I don't know, man. Just have Beetlejuice do it.
I feel like, they got to Beetlejuice is a Warner Brothers property now, so I'm sure they wouldn't let Universal have it, but if they could bring it back, that would be, I mean, they still have Beetlejuice in the park as like a walk around character, so
Do they?
it's a possibility. Yeah.
Maybe
it's so weird because he's so fucking sleazy. Like he's so good at being Beetlejuice, but I'm like, man, he gets away with saying shit to some of these guests that only Beetlejuice can get away with, because girls will be posting him and they'll be like, "Oh, just had to go visit my boo. Like, oh, he's daddy. He's so hot." And I was like, that's creepy as fuck. Like if he didn't look like Beetlejuice, you'd be like, why is this guy?
Right.
I mean, even the fact that he does look like Beetlejuice is a little weird.
Yeah. I love it.
But that movie, man, I think that is one of I know this might sound silly, but I think it's one of the most creative movies ever made.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, obviously there's anything even remotely like it.
The weird thing is that it's not Tim Burton's movie. I mean, it is his movie now, but I was just listening to the What Went Wrong podcast on it, and like he came into it late.
Oh yeah. The script and everything was totally different.
What's crazy is that the concept for the character came entirely from Keaton.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
The way that he looks, the way
he
that
was way
acts,
more sinister and like evil in the original script, and
the
he
hair,
was like, I kind of want him to be outlandish.
Makeup, everything.
Yeah.
It's so great, and it's interesting because it kind of reframes Tim Burton a bit, because yes, he had a lot of really good ideas for the movie, obviously, but all the really crazy stuff came from Keaton.
But I think it's more. I mean, he directed. You know what I mean? Like it's
incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, the whole world they built was incredible.
But that's what I was getting at, is like his ability to see in his head what he wanted the world to be.
Yeah,
and then created that world, and then said, "Go do it."
Yeah,
like you know what I mean? Like that. It's a perfect like combination of all of them just hitting magic.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Dude, and just the whole random sandworm fucking desert world that like, is out of nowhere is so fucking sick.
Yeah,
the whole like look of the afterlife, like with the different offices, and they're like, oh yeah, all the suicides.
That's the main reason I'm looking forward to seeing the new one, is just because I want to see. I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to hold up to my standards, but just the fact that the trailer shows so much world building of the
You're just back
afterlife.
in you're back in that world.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
And
fun to be
that's
back
what
in that world.
Like I want to
Right.
see all the weird characters, all the weird ghosts and fucking architecture and just all that shit. Like that's what I'm there for.
Because like I think
Yeah.
that's when Burton is easily at his best. And
Absolutely.
it's you mentioning the sandworms is so cool, or is a good point, because they're so fucking cool, and they're just it's just a sprinkle of the universe that they're in with no explanation at all.
They
Same
only
thing with
in the movie they only show it twice. In the
Yeah.
movie they only show it twice. In the cartoon they're fucking constant.
Yeah. But even at the end, where the wedding scene, when the little guy, like he just comes through the fireplace, just
So cool.
just weird little characters that come out of fucking. That's like, where'd that guy come from?
The breakout in singing at the fucking dinner table is incredible. Beetlejuice turning into a snake. The shrimp hands. I have the fucking Spirit Halloween last year, and they might have some of it this year still. They have that bowl with the shrimp hands sticking out of it.
Nice.
That's cool.
That's fucking dope.
That always freaks me out as a kid.
One of those. Yeah,
that part scared the shit out of me as a
not just
kid.
that scene, but the bowl with the shrimp hands. That freaked me out.
What they said in the podcast that when they were filming that thing, they kept punching them in the face accidentally, so then they had to film it backwards. And
That's funny.
I just kept imagining getting slapped in the face with fucking shrimp hands.
How many takes before somebody was like, maybe we need to find another solution here, guys?
That's the funny thing, is I think it was like a lot of takes before they were like, what if we just do it backwards?
You're checking your teeth, bloody nose, just like, hey guys, nah, this isn't working.
Yeah.
When I go ahead.
I was gonna say a young Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis. They're just that
so good.
Oh, Alec Baldwin had no idea what movie he was in and hated every second of it.
Yeah.
Which
did he really? Did he not?
But it totally works because
he's awesome in it.
Because he's supposed to be like the completely innocent lens. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't know what's going on, and Gina Davis is like, "Shut up! Well, I'll take care of this."
Right? Yeah. You mentioning the dinner table scene. Last time I watched it, I picked up and I was really paying attention to Catherine O'Hara's performance in that scene, and it after all these years, it really hit hard, and I was like, Jesus, like she's not only dancing, she's not only singing, but she's conveying total shock and surprise as
confusion.
What the fuck is going on. It's
and
three
also,
different things going on simultaneously.
And on top of that,
and she's crushing it.
All of that looks like she's not in control of it, except for the look on her face.
Right. It's so
genuinely one
good.
of the best actresses in fucking Hollywood.
She's awesome.
Also, one of the best characters is fucking, what's his name? Fucking Otho.
Otho.
The guy's fucking awesome.
Where's he come from? Yeah.
They're just New York City yuppies that just fucking like are in the middle of nowhere, and he's just like this fucking interior designer.
I love how like his limit or his ultimate fear is just to wear blue.
Yeah, I get it. You know what, man? I get it.
That's too good. That's too good.
Yeah. Would Beetlejuice fucking pantses him?
Oh yeah, so good. I just remember
seconds
when I was
we're done. 55 seconds, but we're done. Doesn't matter. We can go longer.
Okay. No, I was just say when they dig him up, I was confused as a kid, and I was like, why does the grass and dirt look so fucking weird? And then I rewatched it again. I was like, oh, they're in the model, and they're digging up like cardboard and shit. Like that's so fucking clever.
What's funny is that they're using
it's a Shrink movie.
It is. Oh my god, that is a Shrink movie. Holy shit, you're right.
Didn't realize it.
Oh, that's so good.
Also, one of the best uses of the only F-bomb you get in a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Solid. The sequel is fun. I'll tell you guys that. Definitely go check it out. Right. I had a good time with it, but it's got its share of flaws. But I think it's still more fun.
Am I right in saying don't need to see it again? But I'm glad I saw it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the original where I could watch it like every other week.
Yeah,
I'll watch it again when it's on streaming or when it comes out.
Focus sequel where it's like, cool, that was fun. That was a fun
that's
watch.
how I feel about it.
Go back to the original. Like
Yeah.
it exists.
They at least
And
do a good job of rebuilding the world, and it's all practical again.
Okay.
And so a lot of
Yeah.
really cool practical effects and crazy, gorgeous set
See,
pieces.
and that's the main part of it that I care about. So I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, cool.
Yeah.
Because like, there's no
times.
way you just can't recapture.
No.
it.
No,
No,
Lightning
there's-
you're not going to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's something again, we talk about this all the time with 80s movies. There's something, not even just recapturing that magic of everybody being there and firing on the cylinders that they were on, and the brainstorming and the creations and all this stuff, but just the look of certain things. Even the trailer, like, it looks cool,
Yeah.
but it's so, I just see Michael Keaton dressed as Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
I think
and-
one of the biggest problems for me with what I've seen from the trailer so far is it's too high def.
well, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
Like,
like,
it looks, you
and
can
that's-
see,
It's too crisp
You can see
and
he's
polished.
aged, and like,
yeah.
wait, obviously that's.
I mean, yeah,
that's
you
just
can't-
part of it. You
yeah.
can't stop
Right.
it. But like,
Yeah.
if they had done it on film, it would have cost more, but I think it would have looked better.
Yeah, maybe.
One
But
thing that's
even-
weird is it's 35 years later and Lydia has the exact same hairdo.
You know what? That's I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So does Beetlejuice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
But
Yeah.
a little weird though.
Yeah.
Like, what 15-year-old girl grows up to be like 55 and has the same hairdo that she
Bro.
had in high school in the 80s?
Bro,
If anybody did, then
I'ma
I
be
would
real
at
with
least
you.
be like, okay, it's
It'd
her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
real with you. I know some goths that 100% still dress like
Yeah.
you do.
They commit
I
to
mean,
the bet.
Yeah.
You gotta do.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
it is, that's one thing that I really loved about the original that we don't get as much in the sequel is all the Beetlejuice costume changes and characters.
Yes.
Right.
So when
Yeah.
he's like in the cowboy doing his ad,
Right.
he's like,
Yeah.
say it once, say it twice, and then
They're
him in
down
the
the charm.
tux, him when he's like the big carousel fucking demon
Chew
with
on
the
dog.
hammers and
Yeah.
shit. Like,
Yeah.
I chew on a dog. I've always wondered, like, what? You'll chew on a dog? How is that going to help anybody
Yeah,
come
dude.
down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to have a Beetlejuice action figure. You mentioning the circus
I
thing,
forgot
or
about
at
that.
the- I had I had an action figure of him where his head changed, where he had the little head, the shrunken head from the
Yep.
end, and then the other one where it had like the whole like tent,
Car-
like
carousel?
the carousel
Yeah,
tent
yeah,
thing
yeah,
around his
yeah.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
Why
I had
did
the same toy.
See,
Yeah,
I had one where his face.
yeah. Why no action
exploded.
figures anymore?
Yeah, no action figures.
No
anymore.
action. All the
I think-
action figures are fucking stuff like that. That's like
Yeah.
$150 fucking
Which-
yeah.
dollars.
So they
Yeah.
still
That's-
make action figures. They're just like $50 fucking each.
You're
Yeah.
not supposed to take it out of the box. And
Yeah,
have a fucking,
it's like-
yeah.
All my
Not
Ninja
supposed to make
Turtles
him
were like,
kiss.
yeah.
yeah.
All my Ninja Turtles were like missing arms and feet. 'Cause, you know,
I had so many GI Joes. Well, I should say
Oh,
I
yeah.
had the half of so many GI Joes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking rubber bands all broke.
yes.
So many GI Joe parts.
Yes.
Because you
Yeah.
had to, you had to fucking wind it up and then you hold it next to one and go.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, I had
Man.
all the He-Man action
Oh, dude.
figures.
I had the whole.
And,
I had the He-Man. Like no. Yeah, I had like a He-Man like big playset thing.
I had the Masters of the Universe spaceship, which
Yeah.
was
Oh, damn.
later.
Ooh,
Yeah, it was
shit.
wild. It was fucking huge. Like the actual ship was the size of my torso, and then it broke. It like split in half, and it had these big fucking tubes on the side that were supposed to be like engines or something. So then you could take it. The top of it came off and turned into the base, and you put one of these tubes down. You put the bottom of the spaceship on it, then another tube, then the top of it, and it just became this whole fucking like tree fort spaceship thing. And I was
Damn.
like, "What does this have to do with He-Man?"
It's pretty crazy.
Doesn't matter.
What were you gonna say, Derek? I accidentally cut
Oh,
you
I
off.
was-
Sorry.
I was such a destructive kid. It's so funny. Like my brother
Was it
was the
weird?
polar opposite. Like
Mm-hmm.
now in his 40s, and he could still have all his toys just in pristine condition that he got
Yeah.
as a kid, and he was organized. And I just fucking broke everything. And the He-Man action figures were his,
Oh,
and he gave
Oh,
them
shit.
to me. And I also had a wood burner
Oh
and now all like the He-Man action figures, they got like holes burned into their dicks and shit. just like completely destroyed everything.
Holy shit!
Skeletor needs some branding. Let's
yeah. I did not take care of my shit at all. I was so destructive. Remember my parents bought me a drum set once, and I jumped like the second day. Jumped off the top bunk right through the kick drum. They're just like
Jesus.
Yeah.
God,
that's so weird because like you're not like that. I mean, I know you were a kid, but I can't picture adult Derek being crazy little Derek.
I'm just imagining fucking kid Derek like fucking atomic elbow dropping on his drum set.
Fuck you.
So good.
I said I want a
guitar. Fuck out of here, Mom.
Get out of here. Make me sandwich.
And then you just start rapping.
Yeah.
In your room trying to do
beats.
splits like Van Damme.
Yeah.
While rapping. That's the impressive
While
part.
rapping.
Dude, one last thing on Beetlejuice, because I am pretty excited about this thing and kind of proud of the purchase. I might have sent you guys a picture last year when I bought it. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The sandworm?
Yeah.
Did I send that to you guys? Oh,
the fucking giant inflatable sandworm.
No, not inflatable.
No. Oh, okay.
No. So it is a hard plastic.
Oh, okay.
It's 3 pieces that you stick into the ground. So it's like a ground breaker. And it's fucking dope. My only complaint is I wish it was a little bigger. But and I did so much research. Like, can I just build one that's bigger? Like, I want a fucking giant one
Bro,
on the front lawn. It's still
we
pretty
could put
cool
one together. There
was someone that went viral in 2020 when we were all still supposed to be staying home, and they were like, well, it's Halloween, we want people to be able to trick or treat, and so they were on their patio and they built a sandworm that like stretched down their staircase to the sidewalk, and you dropped candy in this end and it would slide down, and they like the sandworm would spit the candy into your buckets. They'd be like, yeah, kids, walk by, you're more than 6 feet away from us, and then we'll drop the candy in here and you catch it. They're so fucking cool.
Often all the candy before they put it on the slide.
I used to be worried about razor blades and apples.
Yeah.
Now it's coughing.
Now you're just like
down a sandworm.
Now I want to decorate for Halloween like Christmas, but I don't have any money.
Yeah. Every year I'm like, I'm gonna get a black Christmas tree, and it's gonna be my Halloween tree, and then as soon as Halloween is over, I just turn it into a black Christmas tree.
Yeah,
we have a black Christmas tree, and we have an orange Halloween tree.
Nice.
Yeah. And we have like a 500 square foot apartment, so they take up a lot of space that we don't have. But we had the black Christmas tree because we found it and we were like, that'd be really dope, just have a black Christmas tree.
Right.
And
it's black like my soul.
Yeah. And it's got mostly like we have Nightmare Before Christmas and Beetlejuice ornaments and shit for it. But then my sister-in-law found an orange Christmas tree on this site for super cheap. And she's like, do you guys want an orange Christmas tree? And I was like, fuck yes, absolutely.
That's awesome.
And so we were like, all right, we're going to put this up for October, and we'll put like black garland and skulls and candy corn ornaments and shit on it. And that'll be our Halloween tree.
I wish I could do something like that. My cat would just destroy it.
Dare to dream.
My cat would eat them. Yeah. They'd be
I can't have
be like Derek breaking his fucking drum set as a 5-year-old.
It is funny.
Ripley's just jumping off of the fucking bookcase onto it.
Yeah.
We have 2 cats. And anytime I get flowers or indoor plants, I just end up with fucking little piles of puke and like petals and shit like across the house. But they leave the Christmas tree alone.
That's
so
weird.
Maybe you could you might be able to get by a Halloween tree.
No.
Try it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Give it a shot.
No.
Yeah. You'll know day one. Spend an hour putting it up, decorating it, and then you're like, well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we did pretty good for the first run at this.
Yeah.
It was pretty
decent
good.
format.
I think that I think we really got some important information. I really think that we really sussed out which one of these is the perfect Halloween movie, and it's all of them.
Yeah.
Definitely the thing.
Wait, you have to pick one. You have to pick one.
Shit.
Pick one.
Yeah.
Wait.
Gun to your head. You got fucking. It's October 1st.
Idle Hands. No.
Yeah.
Well, are we picking the most Halloween?
No, yeah, most Halloween or no.
No, because
I feel like
some
this
of these are
episode
Halloween,
we've
some
got
of these are
Halloween.
horror.
Let's do your favorite from this episode.
Mine's got to be Idle Hands.
Beetlejuice.
I would say.
Don't
Idle
say it
Hands.
again, Jesus.
Yeah.
No, the sequel.
I will say I hate that the sequel is Beetlejuice. That's so fucking annoying. I just want to hear the third one every time.
Oh yeah.
I saw a review on Letterboxd. I hope they keep making these and they stick with the naming convention.
Yeah.
So the third one, it's
Yeah.
like the fifth one is Beetlejuice.
The sixth one, he shows up twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would pick Idle Hands.
I think I gotta go Beetlejuice.
Okay.
I don't know.
50-50.
It might be Idle Hands. It might be Beetlejuice. It's so tough. It's so tough. I think it's Idle Hands just because it's more Halloween.
Yeah. Beetlejuice doesn't take place on Halloween.
No.
But at the same time, it is a perfect Halloween movie.
Yeah. But I
It's
will
a
say,
perfect movie.
I will
perfect
say
movie,
it is a perfect movie.
I will say it's not week of Halloween for me.
What?
Beetlejuice. Not
I think Beetlejuice is earlier in the season for me too.
That was like an honest reaction.
It's the week before Halloween.
Genuine shock. 20 years deep, and I feel like I don't know you. That's so weird.
Who are you?
What the fuck?
This motherfucker hates Beetlejuice.
I mean, we did, Justin. You did organize a list. You put it in the first week of October.
Yeah, but
That's
I mean,
true.
we were just. Yeah, I don't. There was very little thinking involved in that.
Came out March 30th, 1988. So Beetlejuice is
weird.
not a Halloween movie.
Yeah. Not a week of Halloween, huh? That's crazy.
It's the week
because there's
it's the
so
week
many
before the Halloween week.
Yeah,
It's the
because there's
setup to
so
the
many
setup.
Halloween
Setup.
movies
It's the
that
setup
pack
to the
that
setup,
week.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel you.
Also, I'm hopefully doing things Halloween week, so I don't have as much time.
Yeah.
It never happens.
Yeah. We're always busy.
But that's the hope.
I had to look up the release date of Halloween. It's like, okay, thank God, October 25th.
Yeah, John Carpenter's Halloween.
December
June
25th.
14th. Yeah.
Have you guys ever, going back to Halloween, have you guys ever listened to that audio on YouTube of the crowd reactions when Mike gets up?
No.
Yes.
Dude,
I haven't.
you guys should go back. You should go find that on YouTube.
So solid.
Can we
Yeah.
put
It's only like
Can
2
we-
minutes.
Can we just put that sound into the end of the episode?
Yeah, right.
Close out with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Use
Because
that sound as
it's
the reaction to James saying Beetlejuice is not a
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like a whole theater reacting to the scene where she stabs him, or I think she stabs him, or I can't remember. It's been a minute.
It's
since I
when
watched it.
she gets him in the closet. Yeah. And
She gets him in the closet and he falls and then he sits back up. And then she,
Right.
Laurie's back is turned towards him. It's just really cool because it's the
Yeah.
exact same kind of reactions that you see like now in scary movies or like big movie theater events. So it's just cool.
I think that's one of
Yeah.
the interesting things about movie reactions is they haven't really changed. There's just
No.
less. Like I remember my mom talking about Raiders of the Lost Ark and shit, where like they would everyone would be like dun 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 dun, and then every time like a Nazi would get punched, they go ooh, and then every time a Nazi would punch him, they go boo, hiss, boo, hiss. like that's always been the thing, and now it feels like unless it's a scary movie, you don't get those reactions anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
sometimes with Avengers, but I don't know. The vibe with movie going has gotten weird.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people talking about how different it is lately. I mean, I've only seen Long Legs in theaters for years.
I just
Dude,
watched
I bought
5 movies in theaters. It's crazy.
I bought a water bottle and a small water bottle and a small popcorn, $16.
Jesus.
$25 hot dog.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Jeez.
fuck that.
That's fucking insane. I did not buy it.
No.
I'm just
No.
stating that it exists.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'll say Alamo Draft House is not like that.
Ooh,
like
nice.
I think because I'm going there tomorrow night. The tickets they were $10.50 a pop.
I really,
wow.
I really feel like Alamo Drafthouse would be the perfect sponsor for this, especially with as much as you go to it.
Right.
They're the shit, man. I love that place. I wish I went more often. I don't go as much as I'd like to.
Yeah.
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 They're dope.
Yeah, that place is awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Oh fuck!
All right.
But no, I think we got a good format here.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what episode
happy
2
with it.
brings. Which ones do I have to watch for the next one? Are we telling the people at home what the next episode's going to be, or do they have to tune in?
Yeah. Well, no, if somebody wanted to because this is going to drop on October 1st, so if somebody wanted to, they got 7 movies to watch before the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you do not watch the 7 movies we just talked about between now and the next episode, then you are not allowed to listen to the next episode.
No.
We will block your
don't
IP
do it.
address.
We're what, we're not usually into
Yeah.
gatekeeping, but when it comes to Halloween movies,
Yeah.
absolutely gate
Yeah, we'll
kept.
backtrace it.
We
and
do
block
not
you.
want you in the audience. That is just how this goes.
So the next episode is going to be locked. We're going to give you a hidden password at the end of one of the previous episodes. Just make
Dude,
it
I would
fucking
so
fun.
I would so do that.
We're going to
Yeah.
give you timestamps of the last 7 movies we just talked about.
Yeah.
And
then
it's
gonna-
whatever letter is being spoken by a
Yes.
character on
The
screen
first-
at that timestamp.
The first
spelled
letter
out
of each word that's being said. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so
Can I
crazy.
mention one movie that we're doing next
Huh.
episode?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I am very excited to watch Ernest Scared Stupid.
Yeah.
'Cause I have
Nice.
not seen that in so long.
Same.
Oh wow.
I remember seeing it
Same.
as a kid.
Dude,
It's-
I've not seen it
it's-
as an
'cause I
adult.
remember-
so I'm
That one
excited to
creeps
watch
me
it.
I
out.
remember when Justin, you first started rewatching it like a few years
Yeah.
ago, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking watch it, and I've somehow never made it to it.
It's never streaming anywhere.
It's never
Yeah.
streaming
Yeah.
anywhere. But I fucking downloaded everything that Ernest did recently.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
Ernest is
love
the
that
shit.
guy, man.
Dude,
yeah.
Dude, yeah.
That guy is so underrated, and
You know what I
think
mean,
it's
Yeah. We watched the Ernest Goes to Camp one, which is really
Yeah.
good. The classic from the childhood. But why does he call everybody Vern?
no, he's talking to Vern.
That's Vern. It's
Oh.
that's
That's his
the mute like sidekick guy that
Yeah.
he has.
Yeah,
He's not in Ernest Goes to Camp.
I
Vern?
think
Vern is not in Ernest Goes to Camp.
Yeah, I'd have to watch it.
He's just
Gotta rewatch
calling.
these.
He's essentially just calling the audience Vern.
Is he doing it to the camera?
Yeah,
Then I think it's supposed to imply that Vern is filming
Is
him.
the camera?
Yeah,
but that movie isn't done like that.
it's just Ernest, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's a weird one. It's
But yeah,
so
Ernest
fun.
Scared Stupid. I watched that all the time as a kid, and that scared. It freaked me out.
I've
It
recently,
was-
and I know we're going to talk about it, but I
Yeah.
recently found out that all of the masks are
Yeah,
the leftover Killer Clowns ones repainted.
Yep.
Which
yeah.
explains why they're so fucking terrifying, because when they're not clowns, they're just fucking
No
hideous.
way.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Okay,
you
now
can-
we
you
just
can-
ruined 2 minutes of the next episode. We gotta-
We'll repeat
now we-
ourselves.
just bleep over all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we got.
Well, I'm excited to rewatch that.
Yeah, it's gonna be killer.
It's
I
been
haven't
a
watched
while.
that in a minute either.
It's just
It's been a
beep.
while.
Ernest Scared Stupid. Beep.
Right. All right.
Nice.
Cool.